So, man B, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Know how good I gotta do a new mic. I bought a new mic, I guess. Trial by fire now, right? Hear me, but welcome to Uncle Moe TV. I was chilling in these metaverse streets, saw some things, and I was doing some research. I seen some things that I think we should react to. Ain't nobody winning the family feud, right? Do I think? God, see the chat, cause I don't know if I can hear. But I said I was going through the metaverse street, sparked my interest, and came across this video. I only watched like the first couple of minutes of it, then I got off of it so I could react to it live because I haven't went live in a while. So I figured you go live. Queuing up everything right now. We could give our live reactions. Leave it down in the comments. Take it from here. Short synopsis. What I see, Dr. Umar Johnson, his daughter and his pops. This is his father who you see on there. They have a battle back and forth with each other online. We get to see what's going on in their tribe. And it's pretty weird to say the least. Some of the stuff that this man said. So without further ado, I set up some things. Okay. All right, let's go.
They're not donated to the school. I'm a disappointed donor. This is a public issue, not a private one, and the community has a right to be heard.
And I'm going to say this to you, Grandpa Johnson, since you've been all over the internet slandering me with my enemies. You've been all over the internet. Now, you chilled out the last couple years, and I respect you for that. I'm going to respectfully ask you, sir, stay the out of my life and away from my children. I'm not going to tell you no more. So I drive up to Chestnut Hill Hospital. It's nighttime. It's like 8, 9 at night. She waited until the nighttime because Mama Smurf and Grandma Smurf had to come up with their schemes. Oh, there's some scheming ass people. Mama Smurf is a scheming ass woman, and she gave it right to
Bitch, you a scheme, bitch.
So I walks into the hospital room at Chestnut Hill Hospital.
He is a scheme and a scammer.
I walk.
His father should be fucking embarrassed. His father should be Oh, I would be embarrassed.
Inside the explosive battle between father, son, and ratchet daughter, Dr. Umar's family drama exposed. Tune in as we face the family feud between Jamal Johnson, father of Pan-African American Dr. Umar Johnson, Umar, and his daughter Anissa. This is 3 points of time of 3 generations coming on the internet to air it out.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible real estate strategies?
I am a person that they're not donated to the school. I'm a disappointed donor. This is a public issue, not a private one, and the community has a right to be heard. I've seen some of the postings since January the 1st, and only one I have seen has been pretty vague, speaking about paperwork or something to that effect. I haven't seen anything since then that refers to the school and the money. I haven't seen anything. And believe me, I've been combing the internet probably 23 hours a day now since this started. Reason being, because I'm really disappointed, and I really feel bad for the people who have put the effort, the time, and the money into this.
And let me tell you something about your grandpa. Because you told the people that your Grandpa Johnson, my biological father. Grandpa Johnson, my biological father. Grandpa Johnson, my biological father.
Damn, bro, we know you saying that shit 3 times. We see him. So the man you see on the stream, that is Umar Johnson, biological pops, as he said. U.S. veteran, Marine Corps. Shout outs to him. Thanks for serving the country.
You said he reached out to you. I don't know why Grandpa Johnson reached out to you, because Grandpa Johnson knows I don't like him being in contact with you without my permission. Grandpa Johnson had no business reaching out to you because Grandpa Johnson knows I don't mess with him and I don't want him in contact with my children. But let me tell you what your mother and Grandpa Johnson did behind my back when you was a toddler. You ready for this one, baby Smurf? Ask your mama about this. I want you to ask your mama about this. One day I'm coming home from work and my brother is there. And my father's youngest son says to me, his oldest son. My father's youngest son says to me, his oldest son, he said, Abu was over your baby mama house. And we was raised Muslim. So in Islam, Abu means daddy, right? In Islam, Abu means daddy. So he says, Abu was over your baby mama house. I said, what? Abu was over your baby mama house. How in the hell can Abu, Grandpa Johnson, be in my baby mama house? He don't know my baby mama. I've never told him my baby mama name. He don't know where my baby mama live. So how in the hell did Grandpa Johnson end up at baby mama?
Why is it a problem that he was over at your grandkid's house to see them? Like, what kind of family business y'all running over there?
Mama house. Guess what happened, brothers and sisters? Guess what happened? My father's brother, my biological uncle, dated Mama Smurf's auntie. I'ma say it again. Stay with me. I did not know this. My father's brother, my biological uncle, dated my baby mom's auntie. Nobody told me. Let me say it one more time. My father's brother dated my baby mom's auntie, Auntie Smurf. Auntie Smurf. I never met Auntie Smurf. I don't know Auntie Smurf. Much respect to Auntie Smurf. So, Grandpa Johnson connects with Uncle Johnson, and Grandpa Johnson and Uncle Johnson gets in touch with Auntie Smurf. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Grandpa Johnson goes behind his son's back. Grandpa Johnson goes behind his son's back, gets with his brother, Uncle Johnson. They go and find Auntie Smurf. And Auntie Smurf connects them to Grandma Smurf. And so Grandpa Johnson, Uncle Johnson, Auntie Smurf, Grandma Smurf get with Mama Smurf. And they arrange for my father behind my back. This is how scandalous your mother is.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that about the apple must not fall too far from the tree, because for him to say what he said, you don't even know your aunt or who your uncle did and all this stuff, and it's a secret to go visit your grandkids. Like, that's kind of ridiculous.
This is how scandalous your mother is. This is how scandalous your mother is. Grandpa Johnson and Uncle Johnson gets with Auntie Smurf. They get Grandma Smurf, and they arrange with Mama Smurf to see Dr. Umar's baby behind my back without me not being allowed to see my own child. Let me ask all black fathers a question. If you are a black father, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
If you are a black father, I'm asking black men a question.
I'm here.
And if anybody want to text me, you know my number, 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I got a
Answer
question
the
for black
goddamn
fathers.
question.
If you are a father, would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Get with your brother.
Now, what's crazy is he talk about what you go behind his back. Something got to be up that ain't right, because why would the pops have to go through all that to see him? And you saying that you can't see the kid, but yet they letting your pop see the kid. So that sound like y'all got some other issues or some shit. And then why didn't he just go to court? Because obviously, if they being civilized enough to let the grandparents see the kids, they ain't got that much of an issue. They got an issue with Umar. At that time, I think his name was Jermaine.
Who dated her aunt, get with the grandma, get with the baby mom, and go spend time with your grandchild against the wishes of your son without your son's knowledge when he can't even see his own.
You see, he contradicting himself, right? He said that against the wishes of son. Why, if you can't see your kid because she playing games, like I ain't gonna say we all been there, but sad to say, a lot of people been there where the kids been used against, as a little weapon, right? But the thing is, if somebody in your family can have access to your child, to your baby, to make sure that you're there while you go through the court proceedings or do whatever you may need to get right, why would you be upset? Why would you be upset that your pops is jumping through hoops to go do it? And then why would you use the choice of words of against your wishes? Like, why would you not want your family to be involved in your daughter's life? Like, that makes no damn sense.
Baby, is there any father who would do that?
Your personal issue with your baby mama should not reflect on the grandparents wanting to see their grandchildren. It takes a village to raise a child, and it's the father's responsibility to provide for their children, not just financially, but morally and emotionally. The grandparents are supposed to be providers of wisdom as an elder to their children and their children's offspring.
His father should be Ooh, I would be embarrassed.
The birth certificate paperwork, it was like 3 to 5 sheets of paper. And she already
Ain't no
had the
damn birth
papers folded
certificate
back
sheet that
to the
long.
last page. She didn't say, read this and sign it. It's for the birth certificate. You know what this woman did? She went to the last page, folded the paperwork back, gave me an ink pen, and said, sign right here. I just need you to sign right here. You don't need to read it. You just need to sign right here. And I said to myself, do I look like a fool?
Yes.
I didn't say that to her. I said it to myself. I said, do I look like a fool? You think I'm a walking?
Yeah, you look like a fool.
With my scheming ass, baby. And I'm just going to sign the last page and not read the first couple pages. Do you think I'm a damn fool?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
So I read the whole thing. And I believe she had her last name where the last name goes. Or she had not filled it out. And I gave her the paperwork. And I walked out. I said, I'm done with this. And I'm leaving. And she said, why are you always thinking I'm up to something? She the one who started yelling. I didn't scream in no hospital. I didn't scream. I didn't raise my voice in no hospital. I gave her back the birth certificate paperwork. And I think I said, I'm tired of you playing games. I'm out. And she started yelling at me. And she said, why you think somebody always trying to do something to you? Why you always think I'm trying to get over on you? And I left.
Where the black men at in the chat? Where the black men at in the chat?
We right here, so that don't make sense, right? When I have my kids, right? If you married, you ain't gotta sign shit. Automatically, your kid, all that, right? And but if it's you know, y'all not married is out of wedlock and all that, you definitely, I think mine's was like, might have been like, it was like a little pamphlet, like 4 pages. He got a whole doctorate degree, master degrees. He claimed he got 6 degrees. This dude's like 6'3". What was stopping him from flipping it over and reading the damn with the paperwork out to say? Then he playing stupid saying he don't know if it said if it had the last name or not. It either had it or didn't have it, but if she came in there, she's not married to you, and the baby don't got a name, it's gonna be baby, whatever the last name of the parents. So if he was married, it would have been baby Schumacher. If it was what you call it, Johnson, it would have been baby Johnson. If it was whatever her mother name is, it would have been baby whatever that is until you put the name down. Whatever the name of the parent. And now if she wanted to write on there and give him his last name, that's how I go. But he's playing stupid. And then at the time, what is Umar's almost 50 years old? If Umar's almost 50 years old when this went, well, he's almost 50 years old now. He's like 49. That girl is like 40. So that boy was in his late 20s, almost 30 years old when this happened. He doesn't know child. He's sitting here playing these games, but he's supposed to be such a scholar and all that shit. And you couldn't read the paperwork. And how hard is it? Is even your baby or not? You saying that you have acknowledgement or fraternity. And I doubt, I swear, I'm about to go look at my kid's shit, but it's like acknowledgement and fraternity. You sign it and that's that. But if you marry, you don't sign nothing. Like my son, I ain't have to sign anything. It was already there because he was baby Uncle Moe TV, you know?
I'm talking to the black men in the chat. Where y'all at? Brothers, where y'all at? Are there any black men who would go behind their son's back, get with the baby mom, spend time with the grandchild without the son's knowledge?
Absolutely right. The same way he ain't want to sign that contract. His problem is he think he's smarter than everybody, and he try to use loopholes to get around his responsibilities. That's what his problem is. He think he's smarter than everybody, and he want to use a loophole. So he think if he don't sign anything, then he not liable for things in the future.
Without the son's permission, and doesn't even advocate for his son to see his child, and doesn't even advocate for the son to see his child, and doesn't even advocate for the son to see his child. The elders got together. Isn't that the African way? I guess it is. I guess it is. Without your son's permission, that's not the African way. Without your son's blessing, that's not the African way. Your son can't see his child, but you over there?
He never explained why he couldn't see the child. And how you blessing something if you ain't got no control over the situation? That don't make no sense. And if all the dumps that he's saying his pops went through, it's more to the story than what he telling us, you know? Way more.
Your son can't see his child, but you over there? Your son can't see his child, but you over there. And then my brother tells me he got pictures with my daughter in his living room. What the, what?
This game, you're not.
Or imagine that, a grandparent, right? Having pictures of their grandchild in their living room. Imagine that. Imagine having pictures of your grandchild in your living room. That makes no damn sense. You absolutely right. This American greed shit is going to be off the chain, and I'll be right there for it.
But I'm sure your followers and other people may view it. The few that have heard you say what you said about me. Let me say, first of all, I made a video on Facebook with the intent that it reached out to you, but I figured that this way is probably an additional means that you might be able to hear what I have to say. Firstly, I love you. I'm glad that you are doing what you're doing with the right intentions. I don't necessarily agree with how you're going about putting it out there, and you know that. Secondly,
you don't agree with your Steven.
I am not trying to assassinate your program or whatever you're doing. I told you before, I'll say it again, I don't like the way in which you demean people, insult people, make statements that may not be proven to be true, but as none of this is against you. This is against the message in certain ways, but not necessarily the whole message. In other words, when you say something, people believe it, they respect it. If you start calling people names, they call people names too. If you say that something is not historically correct, they believe it. Why? Because our people don't go and check things. They don't study. They rather just wait, let somebody else do the studying and then feed it back to them, spoon feed them the information, and then they call it fact. I know better, you know better. We both been in school, so we know that's
I don't know how true is that. I have to look into that.
not the right way to do things. But importantly, more
But I ain't gonna lie though, if Honest said it, it's probably a 99% chance that that's true, because Honest is like, he know that man inside out. He said it. I'm gonna say it's a 99% chance that's absolutely true.
important than that is that I need you to know that I love you, man. I care about you. And I'm very concerned about what's going on around you, what I hear, what I see. I would never, ever try to hurt you. And I surely would never conspire with other people against you. Like I said in the other video, I'm sure that you know people have talked to me, reached out to me, encouraged me to talk about you, against you.
Oh yeah, let me put this out here now, because somebody said me rubbing my beard and stuff, that they thought like I was doing signs that I'm a Mason. I'm not a Mason. I'm not a part of none of that stuff. Nor do I want to be a part of it. Just put that out there.
You, not your information, you. I do speak about your information, but I'm not about speaking out against you. So I hope you understand that. And if you look back at anything I've said and done, you've known that to be true. For years, I sat back and watched the things you said and did that I didn't agree with, and I didn't say a word. I was very offended. People were coming up to me, telling me about it, but I told them, you're a grown man, you say what you want.
Dr. Umar wasn't in my life. My mom was. My mom raised me. My mom took care of me. He wasn't the fuck there. You wanna know why she had to do that? Because I was her child. And because he wouldn't do it, so who the fuck else would? What, my mom was gonna throw me in a fucking dumpster? No.
It ain't funny, but
when men don't take care of their child, it's always on the fucking mom. And then y'all niggas go to the fucking court talking about, oh, you want to put me on child support because you ain't take care of your fucking child. What the fuck else am I gonna do?
It's what happened when you don't take care of them, but that ain't every person polite. You know, sometimes they really can't see your kid. You know, it really is all that stuff, you know? But it's what happened. But my thing with him is he's charging $70 for a book to teach you how to be an advocate for your kids, but he ain't advocating for his kids. Like, this is everybody who donates to him should look this little girl in the face. And you see, this is from 2025. You look this little girl in the face and see this is the fruits of him not putting in the labor. This is the fruits of him not advocating for his own child. This is him being a goddamn fraud. And how could you expect somebody like him to take care of your children and to leave your children and his guidance or underneath his tutelage?
You over here tripping over a couple hundred a month? You don't even see your fucking child. That's the least you can fucking do. You ain't going to no graduations, no birthday parties, no nothing. But you complaining about a couple $100s a month? Cause you ain't there. That's the least you could do. Do y'all not know that having a child is fucking expensive? You gotta pay for formula, daycare, all this shit my mom was doing by her fucking self cause you wasn't there. And then you get on the fucking internet and you lie out your fucking teeth. And this is the shit that pisses me off. Because y'all get on here and y'all validate a piece of bullshit. All of this is lies. All of this is lies.
They got the same facial expressions, everything, mannerisms, everything.
He's doing this to protect his image.
What? My brother told me Grandpop Johnson got pictures. He said he got pictures with your daughter in his house. How in the hell did Grandpop Johnson get pictures with my daughter and I can't even see my own daughter? Can I ask baby mamas, if you are a mother or a grandmother, can I ask you a question? And I have no disrespect towards Grandma Smurf. She's an elder. She did me wrong, but she's an elder. Much respect to you, Grandma Smurf. I don't hold no animosity for no relatives, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncle, cousins. I hold y'all harmless. Y'all did me dirty, but I hold y'all harmless. But I want to ask a question to the mothers and grandmothers. If you are a mother or grandmother, would you invite your grandchild's grandfather to your house if you know he don't have a good relationship with his son to be with his child behind his back? I'm talking to mothers and grandmothers. Would you invite your grandbaby's grandfather over your house to spend time with your grandbaby when you know him and his father don't get along and he don't want his father around his child?
I agree with you. And this dude is talking so much jibber jabber and babble. Like, for a minute you mad because they letting your father see his grandkid. That makes absolutely sense. Like, when I was on deployment, my father was around my kids all the time. He came and picked up my kids. He stepped in to fill a void that I couldn't fill while I was over at work. So I don't understand how he upset. You should be happy your children got a relationship with their grandfather. He's mad because his father was more of a father to them kids than he was. All those damn nations went to the belt.
The baby daddy can't even see his own child. The baby daddy can't even see his own child. But y'all gonna bring Grandpop Johnson, or that's what your mother and grandmother did and your grandfather did. That's what your mother, I'm not gonna blame your auntie because your auntie could have been innocent. I'm not gonna blame my uncle. My uncle could have been innocent. Should my uncle have told me that he dated my baby mom's aunt? He should have told me that. He should have told me that. My uncle should have told me he dated my baby mom's aunt. It's okay. I was born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. I was born.
That boy, like, they be saying a lot of stuff and a lot of alleged, like, drug use with him. And I ain't gonna lie, he does a lot of sniffling and grabbing, and he do a lot of erratic behavior like a fiend. You know, like he's on something. You see how crusty his lips look? Like, his lips look all crusty right here. Like, that look weird. Weird. Like he been kissing skillets. But he has a lot of erratic behavior.
Born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. I was born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. But anyway.
Porn addiction turns high IQ men into silent underachievers. They're highly intelligent, always told they had so.
Anyway. Brothers and sisters, one of the reasons I don't mess with my...
Yeah, he don't care about them kids whatsoever. All he care about is himself, because it makes no sense. Like, if I would have been in his situation and my daughter wouldn't even have to get on the internet with that shit. But if she did, I would have made it my business to get to her ASAP and cleared up anything. And the last thing I would have did was talk down on her mother, because the situation with her mother is nothing you could say. Her mother could have been the worst parent, but she was still better than him because she was there. That's why she's so hurt. She said she seen her mother struggle to pay for daycare, struggle to pay for the formula, struggle to pay. Then she had an older brother that could tell her, I think his brother, or the other kid got the older brother. But history repeat itself because he ain't there for his other kid either. If you thinking she was plotting on you, how the hell your next baby mother is the same situation? And how you think you could save the black community? You can't even make the right decisions on who to procreate with.
Father. And I'm going to say this to you, Grandpa Johnson, since you've been all over the internet slandering me with my enemies. You've been all over the internet. Now, you chilled out the last couple years, and I respect you for that. But nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with their enemies. Nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with their enemies. Nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with his enemies. You spent time with my daughter behind my back. You got close with my enemies, slandering me on the internet behind my back. I'm going to respectfully ask you, sir, stay the fuck out of my life and away from my children. I'm not going to tell you no more. I don't mess with you.
Why he tell his father to stay away from his children and he stay away from his children? That's crazy. That's ironic.
I do not mess with you. Stay out my life. Stay away from my children. I'm not going to tell your ass no more.
You know, you call me a coon. You know, you say I'm on a tour of multiculturalism. You said I want white people to follow me. You know, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't want anybody to follow me. I want people to follow themselves, use their own head, and study and learn the truth. You called me a coon, and you said something about if his ass doesn't stop, I'm going to change my name. Well, I hope that you understand that no matter what you call yourself, I'm going to still love you and respect you and call you by your name, whatever that may be. Your mother did name you. I did change your name once I became Muslim, as I did your other siblings. So it's not an offense to me if you do that. What's offensive to me is that you do it, if you would do it out of spite, just to strike back at me as though we're in some kind of battle here. I didn't know we were in a battle. People have asked me, a lot of people have asked me, why don't you talk to your son? Why can't y'all communicate? Well, I'm going to say here today, since you've put it out there and put my name out there, that you know I've reached out for you to speak with me for years. You know that I want to talk to you about all this that you spreading to people. You know that it's in my nature to confront whatever I don't care for and whoever I don't care for, and not to run behind other people to get it done, including when it comes to you. But you have not fed back to me any replies, and if you want to say I'm lying, then prove it. But you know you haven't. Our generations do have a gap, but I will never, ever, ever let that gap come between us to where I would become your enemy. I'm not your enemy. I'm not a supporter of everything you say, because I know for a fact that it's not all correct. But I would never, ever go against you, father to son. I love you, and I need you to know that. And whoever's talking in your ear, I'm sorry that you've given them more credence than you would me, because my history doesn't show me to be like that. Furthermore,
we have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is...
I'm sorry this has to be done on a public forum, but you chose this. I've been reaching out to you privately. You have not responded.
That's good.
And then when you have, you've come called me names, totally disrespecting me, very condescending in the way that you come across. And I guess that's what your base wants. You know, I guess that's what your people like to hear. Unfortunately, it's not, doesn't make you look good. Doesn't make you look good at all. I know you're more intelligent, articulate, and most of all, more well-mannered than that. I've never heard you use profanity as much as you have until you started becoming a member of the conscious community. You've never used it towards me. And I'm just utterly shocked that you do it in the way that you do, as well as attacking other people the way you do. But this is not against you. This video is not against you. I'm telling you, man, I love you. You're my firstborn. I would never hurt you. I would never conspire with people against you.
Long story short, he's saying Umar grew up a good kid. He be putting on an act with all that fake Goonie stuff, getting around them other dashiki thugs.
If you feel that the only way you can address me as a coon, then so be it. I know better. As wisdom continues to go through and for you, I'm sure you'll see better things, larger scale, but you're still young and you're still learning. Unfortunately, though, in your learning curve, other people are going to tread in the same path of mistakes that you are. But you have my support outside of this. You will always have my support outside of this stuff that you're talking, because you're still my son. I'm still your father. people are going to divide us because, one, we're 2 generations apart, a generation apart, and 2, because they don't want to see black men together, especially old and young. They don't want that. And some of them are the same people that you're talking to and with every day. They don't want to see that. And a lot of times people are just looking for the bottom line of what they can get out of you and what you're doing. You know what I do. I'm not ashamed of what I do. I'm trying to make things better for all of us in a different way. I didn't start it when you started. I started before you were even born. This is what I do. This is what I've always done all my life. You just don't know about the many challenges I may have been through in my life. Defending black people, defending myself as a black person. In and out.
Yeah, Umar almost pushing 50.
Of situations involving other black people. But just know one thing, man. I'm not against you. I'm not your enemy. I'm not a hater. I have nothing to hate you for. I don't appreciate being disrespected by you or anybody else. But outside of that, no, there's no hatred going on here, man. And I'm still reaching out to talk to you as I've done in the past. If you want to get together and talk, we can do that. If you don't, so be it. This is my reply to what you said to me. It's being done because you said it. And I need other people out there to realize you do have a...
That's crazy disrespectful to even come at your father like that and then, like, to call him all types of names. Like that's just ridiculous.
Father that loves you, that respects you, and is truly proud of that which you do that is good and honorable. But you also have a father who has never bit his tongue when it came to things that he felt was wrong being done by his children. No matter how old you get, you're still gonna be my child. No matter what you change your name to, you'll still be my child. No matter what these other people try to get you to think with this new life of being in the conscious community, you'll still be my child. And as a result of that, I'm always gonna love you. I hope I haven't said anything that people can misconstrue to make this be a video against you, because it is not. This is done in love and respect. And I hope one day you and I will get together and mutually tread a path to help all black people, because I am trying to help black people, contrary to what you say. And I'm not one of those that you just said recently that hate being black or want to become an apologist to white people for what black people do. You obviously don't know my history, and that's okay. But just know this. You don't have to make any videos that disparage me, because I'm not trying to disparage you. I don't agree with what you say. That's one thing. But you don't hear me say anything about the man that you are, okay? Because part of that manhood comes from me. So to knock you for the man you are would be...
I wouldn't even let nobody know that part right there, boy. You took an L on that one.
...to knock me. But that does not take away the mission you have chosen to take, and whether I agree or disagree with it. Doesn't mean you have to stop it. It just means that there's somebody out here who's saying it's wrong, and I'm more than willing to prove some of the stuff that's wrong. Stuff that's right, I'm with you 100%.
What is your issue with your father? And do you think it's a generational curse? I don't think it's a generational curse. I already told you what my issue is with my father. He went behind my back to spend time with my baby girl, even going so far as to take pictures with her. And he also has been on the internet multiple times for multiple years, not too long ago, helping my enemies destroy my character and assassinating me and telling people to call the police if they think I stole the school money. You know what my issues are with my father. Why are you asking? You already know.
I've seen some of the postings since January the 1st, and only one I have seen has been pretty vague, speaking about paperwork or something to that effect. I haven't seen anything since then that refers to the school and the money. I haven't seen anything. And believe me, I've been combing the internet probably 23 hours a day now since this started. The reason being, because I'm really disappointed, and I really feel bad for the people who have put the effort, the time, and the money into this, and to me have not been.
Shop now at nightanddayherbals.com and enjoy 35% off all our herbal CBD products. Automatically applied at checkout.
I thought this was a commercial for another joint. This is actually But it's crazy how he talked to his father like that, to call him all types of names and coons and shit. Like my pops, my pops had me when he was about, I think, 29. And my pops was in pretty good shape up until he passed away. At even shit, I was in my late 30s when he passed away. I would have talked about my pops on any public forum or anything else. My pops would have went upside my head in front of everybody where I stand at. Like, and like, you should have a certain level of respect and aura towards your elders, regardless. You ain't gotta like how things turned out, and then if you didn't like how things turned out, you could go on and be a better father. But he ain't even doing that. He up there on some old extraordinary shit, you know? He not even trying to be better than where he came from. He trying to be worse. But like, I wouldn't even if I felt like that, I would have never stepped in the public with it. I would have just, and the crazy joint, if I would have did that joint, even if I was 100% right, my uncles, my moms, everybody in my family would have been on my neck about that joint. They would have, I would have never got away with that shit whatsoever. They would have been on my neck. If my daughters would have got on the internet and talked to me like that, my family would have been on my neck to go make that right. And damn sure was. I think he called them Baby Smurf and all that because he don't know their names. I don't think he know their names. His pops been writing all this, you know, he been doing this for years and doing videos and stuff. I believe part of the reason Umar is jacked up is because of his pops. Like the whole lie about being related to Frederick Douglass. I believe his pops and him at some point somehow really believed that they was related to them people. But I don't think he thought that Umar was gonna run with that shit and use it as part of his master plan to scam people out of their money, you know? But it's crazy. Cause I came across this video. I was doing research because I want to do a video coming out soon. You know, just reminding all the folks on how when he said he was related to Frederick Douglass and how it been debunked so many times. You know, it's been debunked so many times. I also ran across a video where a young lady is taking donations to get mental health treatment for Umar. You want people to donate towards his mental health treatment. We probably get into that another day too, but it is ridiculous how insane this dude is, and he's supposed to be a psychologist. Like, which that's bullshit because the boy never got licensed, so you can't be a doctor or anything, and you don't practice nowhere. You never got licensed. He's a grown man, like you said. He's sitting here with this goddamn. I wonder where he bought that shit from. Like he got information, man. Like you said, it's his ego because everything he got is centered around himself. Like he got his face on there. Oh, what the fuck that shit? Social nothing gladiator. Which we know the only thing he working out is a fork to a plate. He not working out nothing else. Fork the plate. Fork the plate is all he working out. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up the other video where his pops was talking, and that's when I figured out the man was he done put a lot of this BS in Umar's head and had him thinking that he really the descendants of these people when they not. And then Umar do the word play with that where he'd say descendants, kinsmen, and thinking people won't even, like, if you don't know, won't even look up the words yourself to see like what it mean and realize you saying the same shit. But I never said I was a blood relative. You saying that's your cousin. If my brother has a kid, that makes them my nephew. You know, so like he do the wordplay a lot to try to confuse people, and then a lot of people is on the Umar bandwagon. Like I done got a lot of threats and meetups, and when they catch me, they be in Harlem and they're gonna catch me and do all this shit they not gonna do when they see me. Which, you know, to each his own. You see me running around Harlem or the Bronx, you already know I'm rarely by myself. But even when I am, it is what it is. I ain't crying about it. Trying to bring up the video right now, but I got the fucking. Thought I had the right one. Bear with me, you know. Flying the plane and building it. Oh, that is it. I ain't tripping. Studio mode. Yeah.
Good morning.
I ain't. That's where he at.
My
He up
name
here in
is
his
Jamal.
corner.
I'm the father of Dr. Umar Johnson.
Get rid of that, and yeah. This dude give his second speech to his kid, his ungrateful son. So.
Good morning. My name is Jamal. I'm the father of Dr. Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Shout out to my son and my other 8 children. I don't get to see my son too often, but I took some time out and listened to his video recently that was extremely embarrassing, and I issued an apology that apologizes for his behavior, which I know he's not a child, he's a grown man, but he's my child, and I really felt bad that he had to express himself that way for whatever the reason may have been. I'm not good at this. I'm new to this, actually, and I decided to do this after listening to that rant and viewing some of his other videos. I'm not a member of the conscious community. I am a concerned parent. I am a black man, despite what some people may think, because maybe I don't do the things that they think I should do as a black man. But the main thing I wanted to speak on was, first of all, there will be no profanity in this. So if you're looking for that, you may be disappointed. Secondly,
I didn't even realize.
wanted to voice my opinion on
I didn't
something,
add it to.
but know that
I ain't realized I ain't added to the vertical stream. Let me add it over there. I'll bring it back. I'm sitting here. I still got it on the YouTube. Let me bring it back. My bad. I ain't even say nothing in the chat, you know. But I'm about to bring it back right now. All right, now let's start.
Good morning. My name is Jamal. I'm the father of Dr. Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Shout out to my son and my other 8 children. I don't get to see my son too often, but I took some time out and listened to his video recently that was extremely embarrassing, and I issued an apology that apologizes for his behavior, which I know he's not a child, he's a grown man, but he's my child, and I really felt bad that he had to express himself that way for whatever the reason may have been. I'm not good at this. I'm new to this actually, and I decided to do this after listening
Ain't
to
gonna lie,
that
8
rant
children is crazy.
and viewing some of his other videos. I'm not a member of the conscious community. I am a concerned parent. I am a black man, despite what some people may think, because maybe I don't do the things that they think I should do as a black man. But the main thing I wanted to speak on was, first of all, there would be no profanity in this. So if you're looking for that, you may be disappointed. Secondly, I wanted to voice my opinion.
Pop's probably still active, man. He probably still busting them things out. Talk about 10, he probably had 2 more. He probably still in them streets. Dude at my job got 4, talking about he want 4 more.
On something, but know that this was not and will not be directly against my son in reference to what I have to say in my opinion about what some things he may have said. I am not as articulate as he is. I have an MBA, but I do not have a doctorate.
Let's pop in Ghostface.
Traveled as he is. I have been around the world, but maybe not as often. And I may not be as, for lack of a better word, aggressive as he is in saying what he has to say. I've been there, done that, believe me. But I want to address the issue that he said about dating outside of your race. I personally do not agree with him.
Either.
He has his reasons for feeling that way.
I don't care who you date.
Yes, historically, and even anthropologically, he can substantiate how he feels. I, on the other hand, feel that people are entitled to be with whatever race they choose to be with. I don't think that takes away your blackness. I do not believe that you are a traitor if you choose to be with someone outside your race. I do not believe that black women are gold diggers any more than white women are gold diggers or Chinese women.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know one thing that I realized with him, that he'd say all this stuff, right? Umar talk about all he want is money from the black community, but he asks for money on PayPal, fucking GoFundMe's. Or how he know the nationality of the people who donate to him? And I'm pretty sure if he found out that somebody white donate to him, he not gonna refund their money. But I was thinking about that, like how the hell do he know who the hell is donating and who not donating and what's their nationality? But we do know he ain't gonna get that money back.
I do believe that love comes and goes, and color doesn't have a thing to do with it. If it did, then I'd like to know why we black people can't seem to love each other a lot more.
But be messing with the bunnies. That's why he feel like that.
I feel that when we trace things back down in our lineage, and I am also, of course, in the lineage of the bloodline of Frederick Douglass, as he is.
And see, this what I was talking about when he fucked that man head up, telling him that he's Frederick Douglass family member, and nobody recognizing. Then he read a book and said he seen the name in the book one time in Frederick Douglass autobiography. That's the craziest thing I ever heard, man. And he just studied everything about him and made up some goddamn lie that he go to these trees and shit.
Frederick Douglass was married to a white woman. Many well-known abolitionists, civil rights leaders were married to white women. I'm not saying this is something you should do. I'm saying that it should not be taken as a stain on your blackness. Those of us who are my age and older, some people may consider us elders, we did a lot to get where we are. The 50s, when I was born, was not a good year for my parents. That was not a good decade for my parents, and neither were the years prior to that. And after I was born, when I was cognizant of what was around me, I knew racism firsthand. Struggled against it. Struggled against it as a child. Struggled against it as an adult. Struggled against it as a serviceman, as a veteran. I still struggle against it today. White supremacy surely does exist. The only thing I wonder is whether we are fighting it or fighting each other. I'm not prolific as my son is in getting my point across, so I'll get to the point. The point I'm trying to make is this. We have to get along with one another. I'm talking about black people. I think I may be talking about Pan-African people. I don't know for sure because I'm not really abreast as to what Pan-Africanism truly means. I've sought out people to explain it to me. I've sought out people in the so-called conscious community.
I ain't gonna lie, I was watching a clip from a podcast, and the dude said some real stuff in there. African guy from the continent, and he was saying that he feel that black Americans got the best chance of unifying right here in the States. Because he said over in the continent, we are clinching on, like he didn't like Umar Johnson. He said clinching on to the idea that we all need to unify because he black. But he said right on the continent, they are not all unified and they got their own issues. And he was saying they're so spread it out and so divided that he think it'd be easier for us in America to actually get our stuff together. And then once we fix over there, they fix over where they at, then we can unify. But he said we really don't have a reason to unify or to come together. And when he said that, I never thought of it from that aspect. And then he said he felt it was disrespectful that Umar came to Ghana, they gave him citizenship, and as soon as the ceremony was over, he was like, "Where's my wives at? Where's my women?" That he's an alpha male and he's supposed to have these women. And he felt that was disrespectful that they welcomed him in and he just looking for the women.
Definition seems to be quite varied and very rarely agreed upon. So I don't know what it means. I do know that we used to be black before we became African American, before we became Pan-African, as he calls it. Okay, I mean Malcolm used the term.
I think it was on a Daily Rapper crew,
but I don't know if it was
I just
used
seen the
for
shorts
the
they
purpose
put
of what's
out.
going on today.
Yeah,
when
embarrassing.
I look at some of the ways in this that these young black people are getting things across, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just too old to understand, but I'm not understanding where y'all coming from. But I want to know. That's why I'm not making this video as a disparaging remark on my son or anyone else. I'm an older person that wants to understand where y'all coming from, because I really don't.
I want to know I want to know who's the king of Pan-Africanism and how the hell did they make him the prince? And then why in their community nobody's holding him accountable for his actions? Like, why is nobody up there putting his feet to the fire for him not producing none of the things he's promising, you know? Like, I just don't understand that part of it, that any aspect, any organizations you a part of is some type of structure, some type of organization behind that. And Umar just so full of shit. Like when he talk about all of this black school shit, but he didn't graduate from one black school. Why didn't he go to a HBCU? He so connected to it and the blood of this and Ngun or whatever that shit is. Why didn't he practice what he preach?
Hostility, the venom, the clashes between one another that I see on videos and tweets and stuff like this that I've become familiar with, I just don't see how it's progressing for black people. Maybe it is. I just don't see it. You know, I've dealt with a lot of racism in the military, believe me, extreme racism.
Still there.
Religious and racial. Religious intolerance and racism. And I just really want to understand, why is it that our youth have gotten to the point where they feel, number one, that the only way they can express themselves is through profanity, and number two, where they start name calling everybody who doesn't agree with them. In addition to that, I'd like to know who all these parents are of these kids, because I've reached out to the so-called elders. I reached out to other people to try to understand and to connect. And frankly, I was disappointed, because I can't seem to get a grip on hierarchy of this conscious community, if one exists.
I had to get my daily checkup.
And back in the day, when you had the Panthers and other
not daily, but
organizations,
my annual
where you
checkup,
could go and
I had to do
actually touch someone and talk to them.
Look like I did all right. They ain't find nothing wrong with me.
I can't seem to do that with this.
I know when I go back the next time, I'll bring a mask with me.
So maybe this is a call out to the conscious community, if you don't mind, in a respectful way, to let me know what it's all about. I mean, my son travels quite a bit. Can't get my hands on him, really. Would like to, but love him either way. You know, if you see him, tell him his pop said what's up. But ultimately, I'm a retiree. I'm enjoying my life now, best I can. I earned it, believe me, as a black man. I'm not going to let my children tell me how to live my life. And any of you older people out there that's doing that, it's like my son or anybody else tell you how to live your life, you need to get a wake-up call, or else you're late. A lot of the people that I hear being spoken about, you know, Naeem Akbar, Dr. Welsing, and Chris Welsing and all, we spoke about them back in the 70s. We studied a lot of the stuff that I hear y'all talking about today in the so-called conscious community. But I don't remember us being as profane and as divisive
like he liked the conscious community
as
at
it
all.
comes across to me today. I hope that my message to you comes across positively, and I hope any response to this, which I'm sure nobody will hardly look at it because I'm not as well known as my son is, rightly so. He's put the time and the work in, he deserves it. But I'm not in opposition to the conscious community or a lot of the stuff that your leaders are saying. I'm just very curious as to why it has gotten to the point where it almost seems like a crabs in a barrel type of thing. I've been to a couple of my son's lectures. I don't agree with a lot of what he says.
And that shit was bullshit.
I don't agree with a lot that a lot of the conscious community says. But despite what they may think, we are black. I'm black. I earn the right to be black. I'm going to die black. Whether he or anybody else likes it or not. Whether I date white women or not.
Told y'all. I knew Pops was with the bunny hop, man. The way he was saying that, I knew he was with the bunny hop. It ain't nothing wrong with that, but Umar, man, your Pops out here loving him, man. He loving him, but he bad. Umar bad, bro. He mad they telling him to fucking wear some deodorant. I wasn't a parachute. I'm still in the Navy. I'm active duty. That's like they won't let me go. I still got like 2 years left. But I just hit a couple of months ago 22 years. I worked in the helos though. I wasn't jumping out that shit, thank God. But I flew. I used to fly in them, all that shit. All of us, when you in there, it don't matter what your job is. We all fly. My homeboys, they was the rescue swimmers because we was search and rescue. But I mean, I wasn't trying to jump out them shits if I didn't have to. Only thing I hate about working with helos, you get no days off, man. It was like when we back home, like now, you would get the weekends off. You work some weekends, but like on deployment, you work every single daggone day. You work the minimum of 12 hours, so you be burnt out. And then I still got to go to the gym, still got to eat, still try to have some normal life. Call home, speak to my kids, speak to the fam, try to be a parent over the phone, emailing. I think he was saying that did he say, I know he did say somebody, one of the popses was a Cuban. Even And I had the video too, but I'm gonna have that with the next video. I'll probably do that live, or I might put the video out. When he was talking about the reason why, yeah, because there's a video that I started editing already to put out. But he said that the reason why the Frederick Douglass family don't accept him is because he's darker than them. That's the reason why. So it's crazy that it's crazy that he say that, you know. Oh, you was a paratrooper. Oh, all right. Shout outs to you, bro. Shout outs to you. That's, you know, I did search and rescue. You know what I'm saying? I worked in a search and rescue command, but jumping out of planes doing that, that's. But shout out to you. I respect that. Thank you for your service. Ooh. But I was watching that shit. Like my cousin, he was in the army. He passed away a couple of years. Well, shit, time fly because our sons was babies. Son of about to be 10. So, damn. Time by. So he passed away about. But he did that. Oh, Jamal father, and he be talking all that snow bunny stuff when he got this blood in him, man. He white, bro. Umar Johnson is white then. Talking all that snow bunny stuff, and he mad at snow bunnies and stuff. For what, man? It's your heritage. Embrace it. Embrace it. I got a lot of Cuban friends. Jamal, I mean, I see a resemblance, but I mean, he don't really look like his pops that much. His pops look more in shape, like he eat better than him or something. His pops, they look damn near the same age. Yeah, I seen when he was trying to say his fake family tree. He put it in there like grandma married Cuban, blah blah blah, immigrant, and he tried to like go past it real quick. He tried to go past it real quick.
And I put the time in to be black.
So now that makes
I'm not
sense
going
why
to let
he was
anyone take
saying
that away from me.
that he black, even if
And I
some
hope
people
that
may
nobody
think
else
he not black.
that listens to these people
That makes sense
that talk
now.
about who's black and who's not black.
Yeah, now that
I
makes
give my
sense.
son all the accolades that he deserves. He definitely is putting the time in.
That makes sense.
I pray that last video rant that he did was his last video rant because he definitely was raised better than that and definitely comes from better stock than that. But all that be said, I hope that this little bit I've said makes sense. I'm sorry if it hasn't been profane, insulting, accusatory, or any of those other negative terms that I see being used and exhibited in the videos that I see put on by the so-called conscious community leaders. I'm just a retired guy, Marine Corps vet, a black man, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and most of all, I'm a human being. So I'm not going to spend the rest of my life on this earth fighting people. That doesn't mean I'm not going to fight against things that I don't like. White supremacy is a thing. And we must fight against white supremacy. White people are people. And I don't know anybody, including my son, who has not in some way benefited from the actions of a white person. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know his youth and I know this to be a fact. But like I said, nothing I've said is against him, because that's my son and I love him. My children. I guess what this is for is to say that I am not aware, or nor do I understand exactly what the goal is or the means by which it's being attained when you have to divide each other curse each other, demean one another. I don't claim to be an advocate of peace and all that boom-wah-yah stuff. But I think that your message is coming across
This is
pretty
old.
negatively, at least
This is
to me and
old. This
people
is
I know my
like it
age.
had to be a few years ago.
And I would like to know how I can help.
This is had to be a few years ago when I was doing my research on his family history. Just proving another lie about him being related to Frederick Douglass. Then I found what he said he related to Harriet Tubman, and he also related to some other African thing. Like he just making up shit at this point. Talk about a spiritual, like a psychic told him he was related to somebody, and he running with that shit now. So it's just he just all over the place with it. Don't make no sense stuff that he talking.
Positively, how people my age can help positively to get it across in a better way. You know, the things we agree upon, of course. I don't like the name calling. I think it's preposterous for learned people to go around calling people names and insulting their heritage and their lineage and their friends and
He probably talking about that snow bunny, man. Umar talking. Oh man, these interviews got to get better. As soon as he say snow bunnies forever, I'd be like, but what about your great grandmother? Like that ain't. Well, would that be his grandmother? If his pops? Did I mean his pops side? I'd be like, what about them? Like, that's why he be using them keywords saying if you identify as a full-time, remember he's like, you date a girl and she identifies as a full-time African. I said, first off, who the hell is he to be the goddamn litmus test if you black or not? I accept you. Who the fuck cares if he accepts you or not? Who the hell is he to fucking make it? Like, I don't give a damn if he accept me or not. Who the hell is he? One of the biggest clowns in the damn nation. Let's go.
things that they have done. I just don't believe it. I did back in the day when I was younger, probably your age. But I learned over time wisdom. Wisdom. And wisdom allows us to see what we did before, not to be what we should be doing now.
I'll be embarrassing my son.
Again, my goal for this video was to voice my displeasure personally with my son's video, and also to say that I'm reaching out to understand his community better so that I can possibly, in any way I can, assist it if it's for the betterment of black people and all people as a whole. I used to be very, very racist. Believe me. But
that's what Umar learned that shit
helped
from.
me to learn things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You could tell he take better care for himself, man. Umar.
And help.
Another thing you notice with Umar pops that you don't notice with him, you ain't see him doing all that sniffling. You ain't see him. He ain't doing all that shit Umar be doing. Like, he talking, presenting himself, and he didn't go all crazy and shit. Like, you know, Umar start yelling and screaming, and you ain't see him degrading women. Like, I feel like Umar, a lot of that joint is a fake persona. Umar look beyond bad for his age, man. That's crazy because Umar almost look older than his pops. He look older than his pops. So Jamal started with the name crawling first. I don't know, like I never even heard of, like, if I would have seen his other places, if he didn't confront his pops, I wouldn't even believe this was his pops, to keep it real. Like, he didn't even look older. Like, I wouldn't believe he had somebody as old as Umar as a child. So I wouldn't even believed it at first, you know? All right, we're gonna go to a next interview where they interview his pops on the Uncensored Truth podcast. Yeah, I'm the way he look, I
y'all
could believe that because he
in
looking
your goal
real
to obtain
spooky.
and maintain blackness and reduce white supremacy.
And I ain't gonna lie, like it seemed like the guys who that actually like mix, I feel like they go the hardest. Like Malcolm X, all them cats that had like mixed blood, they go the hardest on the Black Power tip, you know? So I wouldn't even be surprised. Like I'm not surprised that Umar is so insecure and stuff because he probably insecure because of his pops, and he knows somebody gonna uncover his lineage that he's really got white blood in him, bro. That's why he goes so hard. There's a lot of self hate there. That's a lot of self hate there. That's why he goes so hard. But in this interview, it's gonna show how they interview his father. They confront him about the school's talk and all that shit. But Umar's father said he donated and he disappointed. So that's crazy. His old pops got scammed too. He just tried to hold it down because that's his son.
From around the world, pretty much been on the Breakfast Club, Vlad TV, and even we interviewed him, back in the day. But his father wants to, speak out about some concerns that he has about some things with his son. So we're going to open up the platform so he can do such. So, Mr. Johnson, you can introduce, yourself to the people.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Jamal Johnson. I'm Umar's pops,
Stop telling
and
people that.
I'm actually on here because I wanted to address, like you said, some things I think that have been taken
Oh
out of
shit.
context.
My bad, my
I don't have
bad on
any
that. I
insight.
did it again, guys. I forgot I was in studio mode. I gotta hit transition to the big screen. My bad. Let's start.
Episode 101, and today we have a special guest, and this is the father of Dr. Umar Johnson, who is a well-known speaker from around the world, pretty much been on the Breakfast Club, Vlad TV, and even we interviewed him back in the day. But his father wants to speak out about some concerns that he has about some things with his son. So we're going to open up the platform so he can do such. So, Mr. Johnson, you can introduce, yourself to the people.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Jamal Johnson. I'm Umar's pops, and I'm actually on here because I wanted to address, like you said, some things that.
Now he's saying that it looked like you said that Umar Johnson pops Jamal started doing the name calling first. So we is trying to figure out, is that what you mean, or you saying Umar started the name calling first to his pops?
Think that have been taken out of context. I don't have any inside information about this money scandal, but I will have to say that I'm a little disappointed about some things also, and I want to voice my opinion about it.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely want to give you, the opportunity, to do so in front of our audience, today. So, I guess the first, question I'll ask you is, what do you want to say to the people in regards to this whole FDMG Academy? Because the last date that we had was January the 1st, and Dr. Umar said he will be announcing a location, put a couple of pictures up, with a key going into a door. We all kind of thought that was the date. So after that, it seems like you became vocal once again.
This is
and spoke out.
2019.
So what would you like to tell the people, in regard to that?
Well, let me say first and foremost that I have the utmost confidence that my son is going to open the school. I'm disappointed in the way in which he's disseminating information about it. Definitely with the lack of transparency to the donors and those who truly believed in this mission. I will have to be honest. I personally don't care much for the concept.
Ain't gonna lie though, right? Umar pops look younger than him, but that hat, the way that hat is wrinkled, that's like some shit one of my old uncles will wear that don't give a fuck no more. That's like 75, 80. I had that wrinkled hat because they washed it and ain't put nothing in it. That hat gives away his age. But other than that, he look younger than Umar and in better shape than Umar. He's his jawline and shit.
Just community, quote unquote, whatever that is. I'm still trying to find out what that truly involves. But what I've known, I've been extremely disappointed. And this is an example of it right here, with this situation here. But also, I wanted to say that I think my son
Yeah, Umar
truly
pops look
believes in
way
what he's
younger than
doing.
him.
I think he's
Better
not getting
shape,
a bad
everything.
shape from the community because I think he should be held accountable. I've watched videos of young, especially young ladies, um, talking about how disappointed they are in what has not transpired just in the announcement of the school and the money. And I'm not going to sit here and say that he isn't responsible because he made himself responsible. I'm not here to put any kind of, as y'all call it, shade on him in any way. I am a person that donated to the school. I'm a disappointed donor. This is a public issue, not a private one, and the community has a right to be heard. I've seen some of the postings since January the 1st, and they only one I have seen has been pretty vague, speaking about paperwork or something to that effect. I haven't seen anything since then that refers to the school and the money. I haven't seen anything. And believe me, I've been combing the internet probably 23 hours a day now since this started. Reason being, because I'm really disappointed and I really feel bad for the people who have put the effort, the time, and the money into this, and to me have not been dealt with respectfully.
Right. Why not, just pick up the phone, and call your son as opposed to, going out, in the public? 'Cause I know that's a common question that people are going to ask you. Like, this is your,
Yeah,
your son. Why don't just call him and ask him, what's going on with the school? Can you expound on that?
most definitely. Uh, like I said, this is a public issue, and just because he's my son doesn't make it a private issue. I'm a donor like all the other donors. I want the same thing that he wants, or he says he wants for Black people. So there's no reason why
His
this
pop's
has to
gonna
be
be
a
on that
son
class
father
action
thing.
lawsuit, bro.
I realize that because I am his father,
That'd be
it might
crazy.
give me a little bit more entry in certain areas that other people may not get. But ultimately, it's still a community issue. I'm a community activist. I believe in going out there, doing for the community, producing for the community, and complimenting the community. I
He
do not
found out he the
believe in
OG
insulting,
scammer of this shit.
embarrassing, or demeaning the community in any way. And frankly, that's what I see what's going on right now. And as far as a phone call, my son and I haven't spoken in years. We've seen one another in passing. Last time I saw him was at my mother's funeral last year. But we don't have dialogue, and I mean that's not unusual, especially in the Black community as far as fathers and sons. So it does have to be taken out of context. The bottom line is he's a man, I'm a man. As a man, I want to get some accountability for where my money is, and understand something. This is our money. It's not his money. Okay, so we have a right to know where our money is, and it doesn't make us an enemy to him or his cause, as it appears to become the cost to me, that anyone that inquires about this money becomes, for some reason or another, an enemy to the cause. I'm not an enemy to the cause. I want the school to be built. I hope it produces the best for our children, but I do not like the way in which the people who have faithfully donated are being treated, including myself, about this.
Right. Do you think, that what makes you think, I should say, that Dr. Umar Johnson didn't so-called scam the people? What makes you think that? Because in all accounts, it's been more than one date that's been documented where he, promised the people that he will be either getting a school, announcing a location, something. It's been more than one. So what makes you think that he didn't, take the money and, run off, like they say?
Because he's my son, that's why. That's it. I do believe that he's been raised with some empathy for people. He wouldn't be doing this work if he didn't. Now, I don't know what came off the rails in reference to his planning or his logistics or the financial disbursement of this money. But I truly believe that he's capable of still doing this. What saddens me is the fact that for some reason, I feel a sense of dismissiveness from him or his group or his company or whatever he has in reference to the people and how they feel about not being kept in the loop about what's going on.
Right. You said earlier on, Mr. Johnson, that you were against the conscious community. You weren't a fan of the conscious community. Would you place your son, Umar Johnson, in the arena of the conscious community? If so, was that the beginning of you, the two of you guys fall out?
They're very perceptive. That's exactly when it began. And I do place him, as he says, one of the leaders in the conscious community. And I don't know truly, and believe me, for years, ever since that mess that happened a few years ago on YouTube, I've been just in awe as to what this conscious community is all about and what you're trying to produce. Because frankly, I don't see them producing anything. Sure, they may be informing. Everybody's getting the knowledge about their history, but I do not see, practically speaking, what effect it has had on these streets. I don't see what effect it has in our neighborhoods. I hear y'all call yourselves queens and queens, but yet you still run around here just profanity-laced conversations with one another, still calling women the B word, calling men the N word. So I mean, I have to admit, I'm just in awe of this conscious community on the negative vibe.
Right, because we've heard Umar Johnson say on numerous occasions throughout the years that he's completely against the conscious community. He denounces it altogether. So it's interesting to me that you put him in the arena and that's the fallout. It's very interesting.
Well,
Let's
let me ask you
sure.
this.
Absolutely.
In the beginning, though, I thought that was his platform. I thought he was. Isn't RBG part of the conscious community?
I mean, I guess so. I mean,
And didn't he
not,
make a
he didn't
statement of being?
officially classified, but yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he make a statement more than once about being the king of RBG or something like that? He said something in this little rant that he had with us, that guy SETI, and he used the term RBG. So, and I've heard other people use it. And when I hear people talk, they speak about him in terms of the conscious community. So if I'm wrong about that, remember now, this goes back years, not just now. So when he gained a platform in the beginning, maybe he was a part of the conscious community.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the business plans of the school, because like you said, you bought into the school, you donated as well as a number of us donated to the school. What do you say as far as the business planning and the structure, in your opinion? How was that handled as far as Umar Johnson is concerned, in your opinion, and in regards to relinquishing information as far as the blueprint, staffing, administration, things like that?
I believe everything was done in good faith, and I think we gave him a check and let him cash it in any way he wanted to. I think that maybe if we didn't have so much faith in him, which we did, and a lot of people still do, that he would not even got probably a penny out of anybody else who would have came and peddled this idea. I think because of his involvement in the community and maybe his rise, the way that he rose, people felt that he was for real. And this young man, to tell you, he and I had some words about it in the past because of some things that my son had said and that I felt weren't being handled properly. Now, how many of us would truly release our funds to someone that hasn't shown us anything? Anything.
All right, so I will agree with y'all. I just came back, had to go check on the fam, give the dog some water and shit. Get me some water. But one thing I would say that I noticed in recent years, from just being an outsider looking in, as far as the conscious community, the main faces of the conscious community that everybody been clinging to has been real predator. They've been predatorial with everything, and they've been real weirdos. Real weirdos. Like nature. The worst of them is Nature Boy, um, a light at the top of the list. Him and Nature Boy, the top of the list. Dr. York, and then they all kind of intertwine with each other too. With the scamming, with the doing anything, and it's sad because they supposed to be producing good things, and yet they are. Young Pharaoh, I don't really know much about him. I seen him in passing. Every time I seen him, he be talking some weird shit, like he been abducted by the aliens and some crazy shit. So I never give him more than 5 seconds of attention. But let's go.
You have to have a lot of confidence in someone to do that. And I think that I'm not gonna say that was our mistake. I think we just had faith. So there is no business plan that I know of, and I heard some statements he's made about giving it to certain people or if you pay a certain amount of money. I think that's ludicrous. I think that's totally ridiculous. And I heard something placed on the dollar value as to who would be privy to certain parts of the information. I hope that is
It's a
not true.
multi-market
I hope that's
scheme.
not true because that was not laid out in the beginning when donations were requested. And I'm sure that the people who gave $1 gave it out of good faith and that they would be treated as well as somebody who gave $1,000. So there is no business plan to my understanding. There is no plans for anything on paper that I've seen. At one point I do believe that he said that, or this woman had said that they were going to produce the plan. I think it was a year or two ago, and that people would see something,
That was
but
in
nothing has transpired.
2017.
So I think that, I'm hoping that all this is taken care of before he builds a building. I hope he's not going to put the building up and then say, hey, here it is. And then everybody's supposed to say, oh, we're all good now. No, that's not how you do business. There's a young man that did a video, I don't know if you've seen it, where he's laughing at people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was extremely insulting. Now, I'm not saying my son had anything to do with that, but the fact that people have gotten to a point where they're privy to information that we're not, to the point where they make fun of those of us who don't know, I just think that's intolerable.
Why do you think that people should continue to still have faith in Dr. Umar Johnson after numerous, countless broken promises? This being your son, you know him more than we do. Why should people continue to have faith in him?
I think that they should recognize first and foremost that there's something wrong here. Okay, for whatever reason, a lot of the people who follow him see nothing wrong in what he's doing. And first, they need to recognize that and recognize that there are people who are hurt and disappointed about this whole thing. That being said, until such time that someone produces one piece of paper or one video or something that my son has shown a withdrawal and purchased something that was outside the realms of this school, I do not believe that he is quote unquote stolen his money. And no one has yet produced that. Now they refer to different extracurricular activities he's been involved in. They speak about his travel. They may even speak about the clothes he wears and the cars he drives. But yet, no one has said that they have undeniable proof that that is being purchased with the FDMG Academy money. And so, as a result of that, I think we should all have faith.
All right, see you later,
Like
Ghostface. I don't know
everything
how
else that
long
we
I'm gonna
trust,
stay on
but
here because I
verify.
got work in
And
the
the
morning.
verification is not coming through. And that's the problem.
Why do you think Dr. Umar Johnson, with that being said, hasn't showed the ledger of the money? Because the last that I heard, maybe 2 years ago, Dr. Umar said that he raised about $700,000 or $750,000. Why not just show the people, like, look, this is the money, I haven't touched it? Because without him showing that, then you leave the door open for people to come out, like you just said, to say, okay, he don't really have a so-called job, so he must be spending the donation money. What do you think about that statement?
I think you're 100% correct. I totally agree with you. And that's one reason why I came out. Just like when I came out with some other inappropriate things that I saw. This is inappropriate. And I don't think that I have to be his father to speak on this. I think that just as another black man is disillusioned by someone who claimed they were going to do something and it didn't come out to nothing, I think that this needs to be spoken upon. Now, as far as his motive for not being transparent, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. Knowing my son, I the fact that people are reinforcing this behavior is one reason why I believe he continues to do it. I think if people would realize that this is not harmful only to his supporters, but it's harmful to the whole black community, okay? And until they take that upon themselves and realize that and act for the benefit of the community and not themselves, or not just for the image of a Dr. Umar, until they do that, he's in his comfort zone. Just like Trump. I mean, these guys get in their comfort zone. And they're human beings just like us. So long as they still have a support base, they're going to feed that base, I believe.
You know, speaking on the school and speaking on Umar Johnson and his field in clinical psychology, in particular with children, can you speak on, to your best of your knowledge, Umar Johnson's history with clinical psychology with children and when the last time he practiced with children?
No.
Do you?
Because he don't know when the last time he ever practiced or something, you know? Like, he can't answer it because he don't know, because he ain't practiced that shit in years if he ever practiced.
Can you tell us the last time he was a principal in a school and what school that was?
I'll reiterate again. When he got involved with the conscious community and things of that nature, he was an adult. He did what he wanted to do. He's a grown man. He did not update me on everything he was doing. Frankly, I was shocked when I saw him in all his glory. I had no clue that this is what he had amounted to. Okay, because I travel quite a bit. I had my own personal life, stayed pretty busy. So when I saw what I saw, I was just in a gas. I was aghast by it. And that's why I spoke out for the first time back then. And as far as his credentials, look, I attended my son's graduation. And I'm not gonna go through all that again. I've been at his graduation, I was there. I've graduated from college. I realized that you could walk without your paper. I know that. But I had no reason to doubt that he had it.
They saying his pop's not even sure if he really graduated. They think that he just walked across the stage without no without actually being awarded a degree. That's crazy. That's strange. Because you would still see it after the fact. That's something to be proud of.
His degree. Did I see it? No. Do I doubt it? No. That's the best I can say.
Okay, with that being said, how do we sell to our mothers and our parents out here that he's qualified to take care of our young black boys in particular when the school is up, if the school is up?
I personally can't sell that. I can't sell that any more than I can sell that school. I'm
That
not on
dude
the end
said,
like that. I'm
hold
gonna
on,
be
hold on.
frank with you.
So if he's supposed to have 6 degrees, he went to a graduation and he ain't see not one degree after the graduation. This dude is just walking into random graduations and walking the aisle. Oh man. Walk without papers. They usually, I know high school they gave me the little fake diploma and shit wrapped up and then I got my real diploma later on, but my other degree they mailed it to me in the mail. But I was doing online school at the time.
And I'm somebody who puts it out there what I know, and maybe there's some things you don't want me to know. The bottom line is this doesn't help the situation.
This was uncensored
So
truth.
whatever people are saying negatively out there is being reinforced from his lack of, first of all, his lack
They
of
used to be like,
transparency. But
I
secondly,
remember them having a
to me,
hip
his
hop
lack
shit,
of
you know?
empathy for what's going on with the people out here.
Do you think, does Dr. Umar Johnson look at you now as the enemy for trying to hold him accountable? Was that a fair statement?
That's a more than accurate statement. More than accurate. And it's not true. I love my son. We've had our issues. And I mean, he's really disappointed me in some things. I guess, y'all.
This when they did an interview with his pops a couple of years back. Like around when he first got to school. It's even when he first got it or right before he got to school.
Young, but I know you have children. So you can just imagine how you would feel if you sent your kid to school and he comes out with a doctorate degree. And now here he is being treated almost like somebody not with a third grade education. Okay. It's extremely disappointing. But I do know he has the tools to do what needs to be done. I just hope he applies it soon.
So it's safe to say this is pretty much, a cry out to your son to pretty much do the right thing. Because I could sit back and say, I can't imagine my father coming out in the public no matter what. But I guess it's to the point now with you, correct me if I'm wrong, where you feel like you're trying to save your son. Is that correct?
Well, let me say it like this. I retired about 10 years ago. And when I retired, I took up the mantle of activism. After I raised my daughters, my remaining younger daughters, I stepped on out into the streets. And I've been out there ever since. Okay, I've been out there with the marches, the protests, the funerals, you name it. And that's from here to the other side of the country. I take it very seriously. I take our communities very seriously. A few weeks ago, we had the David Fatah Peace Weekend, where we were out in the streets of Philadelphia trying to encourage young brothers to put the guns down, at least for the weekend, cut some of these killings down. So I'm speaking as that person right now. Okay. Now, do I care about the safety of my son? You doggone right. I've heard videos made threatening him. People have told me personally that if they see him, they're going to get with him. I mean, all I can say is, I hope I'm there with him so he and I can get with them together. But if not, I don't want nobody hurting my son.
Right.
But at the same
Don't let it
time,
be easy.
he is a grown man. He's not mentally deficient in any way, so he knows. And the bottom, he's from
He
Philly.
playing with people money.
I mean, you don't do this. That's it. So he knows that, and I guess I'm not crying out anymore. I'm shouting out. I'm shouting out now. I cried
Playing
before.
with people money.
Now I'm shouting out to my son. I'm saying to him, stop this. Okay, do what's right by the people.
Would you say that knowing your son, do you think that he maybe got in over his head?
That's a good point. I'm gonna assume. I mean, they don't look like they got the most money, but we know he used the white man money, as he always talk about that bullshit about he don't want to accept grants and stuff. My personal belief, he don't want to accept grants or anything because he don't want to be held accountable for the money. To be like, if he use grants and all that stuff, he don't gotta pay it back, but he gonna have to explain exactly where that money is going and how those funds are being appropriated. And Umar don't want to do none of that because then it's a level of accountability that comes along with that, and he don't want to get caught up with that misappropriation. If he steal from us, it's going to take a while before the people of our community going to go out there and hold him to a legal accountability, because people, they don't want to be seen in that culture of going to, especially from what I could see with the conscious community, they don't want to seem like they're running to the white man for aid against their own people.
And just maybe afraid to come out and just tell the people like, look, maybe the money has been misappropriated somehow, or I can't find the right school, something. Instead of me coming out, I'm just gonna not say anything. Do you see that playing out here by any chance?
What I see is what I see in most situations that I'm not aware of. Okay, I don't call my son a scammer, but I've known scammers. This looks like a scam. Okay, but I don't believe this is a scam in any way, shape, or form. Because I don't believe that, I don't think that he's speaking out like you just said, because the money's still there. Okay, I don't think he misappropriated the money. I just think that he obviously isn't using good business
How
ethics
we know the
by
money's
not
still
telling
there?
people
He
where the
never
money is,
showed the
where their
money,
money is. I'm gonna keep reiterating that,
and
and
then he
hopefully
can't
get it
pay
in
his
the heads
bills.
of his donors. This is your money. Um, I don't think that he's afraid of coming out in any way about anything. But I'm telling you again, his base supports what he's doing. And I don't know why they are, but they are. And if they do, you tell me what would be his motivation. If his base is with him, that's it.
In postseason football, you need to find that extra gear. Playoff mode.
What was I going to ask you? Do you see a situation where your son apologizes for this situation and like tells the people, okay, like Oga said, the money was misappropriated. I may be a little bit in over my head. Here's the money, people. I'm going to get it to you as best as I can. I might miss a couple people, but please be patient with me. I'm going to give you guys every penny of what you gave back. Would you forgive him? And do you think the people would forgive him if he came out and said that? And do you see him?
Umar is never going to do that. It's going to be everybody else's fault but his. He is not going to take no accountability. It's going to be everybody else's fault but his.
Doing that in any kind of situation?
I wouldn't do it.
Next time
so I don't think he should do it.
Okay.
Okay, about the money. What I would do, and I hope he does do, is set forth the plan. Set forth the ledger for the funds, bring everybody up to date on what's going on, and get it done. Now, he's going to have to take an L on the fact that he hurt, disappointed a lot of people. But that does not take away the fact that we still need this building and we need this school. And now, I heard someone say, right plan, wrong man. Maybe so. I'm not the one to say that. But I do believe that
I agree with
that. Humble
right
pie,
idea. It ain't no plan.
Finally, that needs to be even. Because I'm going to tell y'all ain't down.
You can't say right plan, wrong man. It ain't no plan. It's a right idea. The concept, I don't know about the Pan-Africans, but the concept that we need, better school systems, period, black, white, in between. But he's the wrong person because first off, his heart ain't in there and his ego took over. His ego is beyond the fact. His ego done transferred over.
No humble pie. I don't see it really ever with this conscious community. And I don't know why. But there's definitely some humble pie that needs to be eaten before everybody forgives and forgets.
I gotta ask you this. It's been 10 years. So this is what the people, speaking for the people, 10 years, broken promises. How could this not be a scam? Another broken promise, January the 1st. And it's even brought us to I pretty much came into this whole, higher self. So what they call, watching this brother, he opened me up, your son opened me up to a whole new way of thinking, I should say. Now to see this, I'm very disappointed because I've seen him with a lot of speeches, talking about different characteristics of a leader. And I will measure myself by that. So, but to see this, you can't help but call it a scam. How is this not a scam after 10 years?
Okay. The reason it's not a scam to me, one thing is I like proof. That's one reason I got a problem with the conscious community. Because y'all do a whole lot of rhetoric. Okay, and I've seen this growing up in the 60s and 70s and a little bit of the 80s. Okay. Everybody got all this rhetoric that gets you mostly charged up. Now you're pissed off at the world and you turn on your own people on the street. Because you're not turning on the people that you claim that's causing you all this grief and upset. Okay. As a result of that, it stirs up that emotion. And then you put that on top with the knowledge that you didn't have. Okay. Now you're really fired up. But the bottom line is, you still have to get proof of these things that you think you are defending. I think you went out, my man. Are you out?
I'm here. Sorry about that.
Okay. You still have to get proof on these things that you defend. Okay. And a lot of this stuff, I haven't seen the proof. I've seen things put together just like they did back in the day. You could get the alphabets and the numbers and get things that look like they fit in. But the reality of the fact is a lot of that stuff is conspiracy theory to me. Okay. Now, y'all, because I'm going to say y'all, because I've been attacked. My generation has been attacked. And because I'm Umar's father, people come at me straight up for the crack era and everything. Y'all wasn't there for us. Y'all left us hanging. Now, okay, okay, get the knackers, let's call it a day. Okay, the thing is this. Y'all tolerated this more than me, okay? Because, I did my little piece and then I was out. But y'all sat there and watched year after year after year after year go by, and then hold them accountable. Now here it is, the 10th year. Everybody wants to start crying. I mean, frankly, you built a monster. Now you got to deal with it. I'm coming in saying it's not ethically, morally correct, and
Best
that's what
thing
I'm
to
concerned about. Because a lot of people are hurting. They are disappointed. They are truly disappointed that this is happening. And that hurts me. And that bothers me. That pisses me
you know
off.
what I mean.
Because I know some guys my age that have said, if this had been anybody else, we'd be trying to find your son. So I'm saying you got to take ownership, though, for the fact that y'all supported this. This isn't the first time he made an announcement, didn't keep up to it. Am I right?
You're right, but with that being said, what do you expect, the people to do? The donors, we rule out physical. Obviously, that's not going. We don't want that to happen. We always say we don't want to call the police or anything on our brother. What do we do? Just keep making videos? Like there
Well,
has to be somebody, who can get through to Dr. Umar. But go ahead.
I'm going to tell you, this is what you need to first do.
I honestly do think he started with good intentions. I just think he let his ego get in the way, and then you start seeing millions of dollars, and it's like, fuck the black community.
You need to recognize that he was a man. He is a man. He's a person. He is not all this glam and glory any more than Elijah Muhammad was, Farrakhan is, Jesse Jackson Doherty was, any of these people, Martin Luther King, they were still people, right? They still had their challenges. They had their imperfections. He's no different. As a result of that, you have to treat him that way. You can't keep watching things, but yet not act upon them, not try to correct them because of the title of who he is. Because then you're not even benefiting him. Because if you give him 10 years of support and you've seen him doing all these things that
Who gave him this title? That's what I want to know. Who gave him this title? Who made this man important? Like, who made him important? Who gave him this title? Where's the accountability behind this thing? You think he planned on scamming? This is my thing, right? So I was looking up the whole St. Paul, right? And when I was looking up the whole St. Paul joint, on the St. Paul joint, that school was massive. Like it was a whole campus. I think it was like 500 acres because I know they were saying they sold it in parts, and some of the parts got sold for like, I think they sold 300 acres to a Chinese firm or investment company and have you. But it was like, what the hell was Umar gonna do? 500 acres of land. Like he wouldn't have knew what the hell to do with that shit. So like, if he couldn't handle the 500 acre, I mean, like I don't see how was he gonna be able to handle 500 acres and he can't handle them two buildings. Like that makes no sense to me because if he really did have the plan, like you said, if it was good intentions, like I'm kind of on the same point as you that he was trying to be deceitful because he could have had a business plan. He should have had a team. He should have had people that specialize in all the different fields. It shouldn't be where he just trying to do it in a fucking WhatsApp group. Like that don't even make no sense because, like I said, St. Paul's, that shit is a massive community. And then like if he really did have this curricula, he could have used that curricula and do online classes. Because I was looking into different black schools since he keeps saying he's the only black school, and I was seeing one that had agriculture, all the stuff that he was saying he want to do, they had it done and they was doing it. And I guess him and that dude got into it before too. But the dude is doing all that stuff, growing their own food and teaching the kids how to do the different things. And then we all know King Randall's running circles around him. But Pops, I mean, he need to I mean, it's like he trying to stay loyal to him, so he won't say, "Yo, my son is scamming." But he know his son is full of shit. He knows he's full of. Yeah, he knows he's full of shit. I know that he knows he's full of shit. But he's trying not to say, he's like, I'm not saying he's a scammer, but I know it's scams when I see it and it looks like a scam. Yeah, he said like I was watching it and that's when I was doing my research for the next topic and I wanted to break down how he always blaming black people because he said it was the YouTubians and the well, he said haters that was calling St. Paul's. But my thing with that is if St. Paul's was your eye, they sold for $2.5 million. You ain't had that money. So how you window shopping and think that they gonna lower the price because you Umar Johnson? That makes no damn sense. He wanted them to just give it to him because he gave these fake titles to himself, you know? But that's ridiculous. He never even contact St. Paul's. Oh, he was there making illegal videos. Shout out to you. Shout out to Rim TV, man. I like your content. I like all y'all content, man. I'll be watching it when I get a chance. You know, I'll be busy as hell. Unlike Umar, I actually got like my kids and they live, we all live together as a family. So I gotta do all the family events and they all into all types of sports and stuff. So I'm running every which way when I get off of work to take care of them, and I try to do all the stuff that I couldn't do when I was away on deployment. So I enjoy it, and I would never get mad if my pops came and fucking even if me and my parents by some twist of fate are not talking to each other at the time, like we couldn't be mad forever. But let's just say we're not talking, right? I wouldn't put my kids in the middle of that, bro. Like that makes no sense whatsoever, you know. Yeah, he never even put in a bid, but he said it was trifling black folks that stopped him from getting it, but he ain't had the money anyway. He the ultimate window shopper. I mean, that's one thing I can say that well I done seen because I only been on Umar neck for like a couple of months, you know? Like Umar used truth to disarm you with his lies, you know? Like he'll speak some shit, like he'll speak real facts about our community, but what you mean fake titles? What you mean fake titles? I mean, we've been on for well, I ain't even entertaining you. Go be blessed. That's one thing I'm doing in 2026. I'm not arguing with the trolls. For the people that say they want to meet up with me, catch me in traffic, we take it from there. Yeah. You watch me? I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all do watch me, man. I mean, I told y'all, like, I got my numbers. I used to talk about child support, so that shit used to fly. I actually lose subscribers talking about Umar. I'm just got a passion for it because the dude lied so much, man. And I feel like I'm disappointed because I had a little bit of faith in him. I ain't like all that. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like all that fucking tap dancing he be doing with the whole lying to the females to try to get in their pants because that's the only reason I could see him doing that shit. But yeah, I don't think he intended to buy. But remember when he was talking to Lord Jamar, he said that he had a team that was from east to west that could help him, that got schools and all that stuff. Where the hell is this team at? Where's these people at to help him? Because he said he had them and they just sitting back watching him fail, these imaginary people. It's probably the same people that called his phone when he had it up to his ear. Word, I want to see him produce paperwork showing that he put in a bid. We know he didn't. I want to see him produce paperwork that he went through with actually buying FDMG, which you know what FDMG stand for. My new definition for FDNG is fucking donation money gone. What up, what up, what up? Good for you to stop by, man. I got a meeting in the morning like I am. I'm being there on Red Bull in the morning. Coffee. I seen it. I caught it, Ren, like later on that night. So I think was it the weekend? It was one of them days. I know. I think I was off, or I worked early in the day. I came home and took a nap, and I caught it. I think I left a comment. You know, it's a good video and shit. I caught it. I think I know I caught it though. It was late night though. I caught it. I actually fell asleep watching your video. But I'll be watching all types of shit on YouTube. Like my YouTube algorithm is all over the place because I'll be watching like how to build houses, the dog stuff, to survivalist shit. I'll be all over the place. Now that school though, that shit looked disgusting the last time I went there. Disgusting.
Not right.
It looked like
So how you
Stranger
gonna come back
Things.
now and say, guess what? Let me show you this one thing you've been doing wrong. But it's been 10 years, you let me do it. Now you want to come and spank me for it? You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna check that joint out on your channel.
Repetition is the mother of all skill. So the skill was in place. Now y'all have to unravel that skill that he has.
You told me I can't wear my
allowed
meta
him to
glasses
believe
at work
that
no
he can
more,
treat
but I
y'all
got
like
my
this.
AirPods. I'll listen to
And
that
I think
joint
the
while I'm
first thing we
working.
need to do, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Everybody that truly believes that this is a community project, everybody that truly believes that this is their money, they need to come out and say it. Not with all this profanity, not with no threats, not with all this. I don't even know if y'all gangsters or thugs anymore. I don't know what y'all call yourself, but that stuff ain't down. We ain't down with all that. But you need to come and hold him accountable.
Yeah, Umar
for what he's not
is a slippery creature.
And until you do,
his pops look younger than him.
I mean, I don't know, my man. I don't know what else you can do. I don't want the law involved. Now I know
that
there's
school is a
woman on
prop.
this thing that just said, "Look,
That
lock this
school
dude
is
up."
a prop.
That's all.
That shit
So
is
we want him in jail.
disgusting.
I don't want to
I'm
visit
glad
my
I ain't seen
son
no
in
dead
New York.
dog
I'll
back
say that
there
right
though.
now.
What do you think about that? Because that's the on the internet who makes son daughter. I mean, not videos about your son.
Asked me already a few times.
Right.
I mean, but I injected myself in this, and I know it. And I got guys who say, "Man, look, you shouldn't do that," and I understand where they're coming from. But see, that's not their son. You understand? Nobody out here is running their mouth off to me has their son out there in public getting daggers thrown at him, getting things said about him. And I got to admit, he said his own little set of lies.
You know what the problem is though? He sound like a father that like fucked up when Umar was young, like he was a kid and he fucked up. So now that he older, it's like he coming back trying to prove his love. Like, that's my son. Right, wrong. I gotta stand by him because that's my son. Your son's a piece of fucking work, bro. He's a piece of work. And you trying to change his ways in his 40s, almost 50. Ain't he like 50, I think? Like, you trying to change a 50-year-old way. Work on him being a parent first. Work on that, Work on him getting your grandkids right because dude is too old to be on something. You just trying to play with him, Hold on. Let the dog back in. Oh, I didn't know I had to pause. Let the dog back in. Almost done.
But the bottom line
Been on
is,
here
that's
2
still my
hours.
child.
I'm gonna come on a
So
little
I'm going
earlier.
to try my best
Umar
to balance
51?
the situation, and I'll take whatever comes.
Umar
Her,
almost.
whoever else
He
comes
way
after
older
me.
than me. I'm
But the
gonna say
facts are the
almost older.
facts,
He
and the
way
fact
older than me.
is,
You see something? I'm gonna cut
my
this dude
son is
off. He
not
pissing
handling
me
this
off.
appropriately, but I don't want to
That's
take
all.
away from anything that you admired about him. Like I said, we're flawed. Well, this may be one of his flaws.
How much longer should the people wait though? Like I mean, like we said, it's been 10 years. How much
Umar gonna
longer
be 90 years
would
old by
you,
the time he open that
would he
school.
have to drag this thing along for you? So you know what, my son may have just scammed, close to $1 million out of the people. I know it's a tough question, but
Well,
I think
I'm not
somewhere
going
I
to
seen this
declare
like
this a scam, like I
almost 3
said,
million.
until you prove to me that he spent the money. That's all I can say. Now, if you want to find ways of making him reveal that money, there are ways to do that, legally and otherwise.
Yeah.
But until you prove to me that he spent one dime of that money, I
I
cannot
ain't gonna
call
hold
this
you.
a
My
sketch.
pops was there and he wasn't there when I was growing up. My
Father to
pops
father, I
was
can
a
appreciate where you're coming from, and I understand it. And
God bless the dead. My pops was a fucking he was a wild man in the streets of New York, the 70s and 80s, man. And my pops did some crazy shit. I might talk about that shit just so for somebody try to out me. I do a video on him. He dead now anyway, you know. But he did some wild shit in New York history. He did some time. He went when I was like went to jail when I was like 2 or about to be 2 and came home when I was like 13. When I was going to high school, like right before I went to high school and shit. I remember when when he first came home, he was trying all that, like, buy my love shit and all. I got disrespectful one time in a barbershop. My pops wore my ass out in that shit. He went to being a straight up parent. Like, he didn't play with me. He wasn't trying to be my friend no more, all that shit. I learned my lesson quick, but me and my pops wound up being, especially before he passed, my adult, like one of the best of friends with everything. And every time he seen me fucking up, he ain't sit there and condone none of that shit. Even though he always tried to let me know it was a place for me when I was doing wild shit. But Umar pops up here making excuses for fucking. At that time, he had to be like 45.
obviously, you've been a father way longer than me. I have 2 children, 10 and 3, so way longer than me. That being said, as a businessman and just as
Kids
a
wasn't
man
even
who
thought
put money
about.
into this project, what is the end result in your estimation of all of this? What do you see this ending? How do you see this ending?
I see this ending with my son doing the school like he said he would. I think that unfortunately he's going to lose a lot of supporters, but I hope that ultimately he
I was
puts this
probably like
school in the
68.
hands of a council or a board and doesn't make it just
Your
about him.
dad a Marine?
I think that may be the
I
number
work
one
with some
problem with this
Marines,
whole
man.
venture, is that it appears to be beginning and
Oh
ending
yeah.
with him.
That in the 70s, man.
And I think
Cause I
that
used to
once
always
this
wonder,
thing
like,
is
especially when I
sorted
was
out
living in
amongst
Cali, when I
individuals,
first went to the
not just one
military, as
individual,
soon as people hear I was
then
from the
it will
South Bronx,
become
they
the
be like,
hate.
"Ooh,
Now,
you
I
from the
do
Bronx?" Man, I'm like,
truly
"Fuck they
believe, and I
acting like
have
that."
no
When I
inside
googled
knowledge
and
at
seen
all. I
pictures,
have no reason
even
to
how
lie to
my
you,
neighborhood and stuff used
but
to
I
be, that
truly
shit
do
don't even look
believe
like that. Like
that he
I
is
feel like
going
I
to
had to
get
look
this
close
school
to
right.
realize
I
that
do
that shit
not
look like
believe that
Beirut or
we,
something.
not y'all, we,
That
should
shit
not
did
sit on our
not
hands
look like.
waiting for him
Oh, he had
to
Umar at
continue to bait
17.
us with announcements anymore.
Yeah, so he
But I
like
don't know,
68.
and I've reached
He
out to
damn sure
your
took better care of himself than
elders,
Umar.
they call them in the conscious community. I'm telling you, I've reached out. I've heard from Phil Valentine once. Okay, because I'm
Yeah.
serious about this. And I've
Yeah.
reached out to them in the past about some of the behavior and some of the things that I see.
My
Because
dad had
I
me
guess
at
I'm just going back to old school. You know, young
29.
boys get out of hand, you put them in check. And I'm like, who's putting my man in check? Now, somebody may say,
Because
well,
him and
you
my
his
mom's
pops.
was
But
married
you
for
know as well
like,
as I do, a lot of people feel that if you're not of the conscious community, you're the enemy. So, okay,
I think
so
like
here you are of the
8
same
years
belief.
before I
So
came
how come
along.
no one can put these guys in check? So I'm hoping that one of these elders will come out, pull his coat, and say, look, this is not how we treat our people, man. That's what
6
I'm
years. They
hoping.
was married 6 years before they had me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, just to wrap this thing up, man, let the people know, if you can, tell the people anything that you would like them to know or to, to do in closing with this whole
I
Dr. Umar
just seen
Johnson
that
scandal.
tonight about. I just seen that tonight. I was clicking through when I was doing my research, and I heard what's her name, Miss Marianne. I heard her talking about it, and I was like, that's some cold hearted shit to take. That woman money that she had to save up all them years to even get it. And that's what he be doing too, though. He be up there trying to lie to these people, acting like they like he in relationships with them. So that'd be the issue too. He up there lying to them like he in a relationship with them, lying to them, telling them he love them and he stealing their money and shit. He said Umar eating sweets and Debbie cakes. Yeah, and like I said, I don't got no proof if he fuck with that Tony Montana, that nose, he played with his nose, but he do a lot of little funny, he do fiend behavior, He do fiend behavior and he do shiesty shit. Like if he never he look like he write his name on the fucking juice in the refrigerator. Like he do little shit like that. That's just cornball activity.
I want them to know that I believe my son was and is sincere in what he's doing. But I also believe that somewhere that he's misstepped. Now,
You misstepped
maybe
him.
for a lack of
You should
knowledge.
have
I
put
mean, he
belt the
can't be
ass a
the
long time
jack of
ago
all
with him.
trades. And maybe he thought he was. but I don't believe he spent the money. I have never seen or heard from anybody that I know that he shown any way that he's lavishing out on this money. And I'm not saying that you should still wait, but I am saying that if you are of the conscious community or his supporters, why not reach out to these elders? Why not reach out to the people who keep things in line, assuming that you have these kind of people? I don't know if you do or not, but I would think y'all would want to deal with it in house before it gets taken care of out house. But it is going to get taken care of.
Yeah, I think he knows somebody gonna fuck around, put
Yeah,
belt to
that's
ass to his
definitely a
son.
fact. That's all I got.
Yeah, indeed. We appreciate your time, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for being as candid as possible, and thank you for taking the time out and speaking on this. We sincerely appreciate it for sure.
Thank you too. Y'all take care now.
Yes, sir.
Them some good brothers. I mean, they hit him. I know they tired of his shit though. They tired of Umar's shit because they done called Umar out a couple of times, you know. And like Umar, you know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, another dude that I found his work and it's like he has some real shit. Make a change. I like his shit. He sound like he from Africa or something. But he sound pretty good. You know, I like the shit he be doing. He dug up some old shit, like point out how Umar ain't never had how he ain't had the non-profit status no more because he ain't never
the
filed
world
no
of hip hop
taxes.
and your favorite fake ass doctor, Umar Johnson, man. Shout out to this brother named Lennon Honor. He put
Lennon
out a
Honnor's the GOAT when
video.
it
His
comes to this
YouTube
shit. Ain't nobody
name is
fucking with him
Lennon
when it
Honor,
comes
I
to this
think.
shit.
Yeah. Lennon Honor Jr. And he put out a great documentary about Umar Johnson, putting a lot of pieces together. It's about an
Yeah, I
hour
fuck
and
with
some
Make a Change.
change.
I
And
like
I
his
just wanted
shit.
to salute that brother. We are now in a
I found his channel on something. It's like a Facebook page called Umar Johnson's a Fraud. You say he sound Caribbean Jamaican? My family, I mean, yeah, I could see it. I could see that too. I could kind of see that. I got Caribbean, like my family is Caribbean. Say my mother's side is from New Orleans. They been over here, my mom and them since at least. My mom's was born in the 50s. They been over here since the my pop's side could trace all the way back to fucking slavery. Yeah, fucking
process of trying to get him in for an interview so he can tell us more firsthand about the documentary and what went into it. And I want to know what his motivation really is. I understand I hear him saying certain things and he thinks the dude is a fraud, but it takes time to put, all what he did. And it was a masterpiece, man. I'm glad that he did it. And I'm hoping that the right people begin to see what he
now.
put out there, to see.
So I try my best, right? Not to preach violence. But when I seen more of like at first when it came to Leonard, I was like, damn, he's very dedicated, like more dedicated than I will ever be. Like I like to talk about other stuff. If y'all can catch on, I like the true crime aspects and looking at stuff and doing the research, and I've been putting those out. I slipped up because I wanted to do a video every Tuesday called True Crime Tuesday, but I guess I'm gonna have to think of something else to put out the video. But when I start seeing the shit that Umar and them did to him, like doxing his family, the shit, I ain't gonna lie though. I truly dislike like Umar. I can't say I don't know the man to truly dislike him, you know? I don't care for his actions because he's stealing from my people, you know? But I truly dislike, or I guess I said truly, I have a high dislike for Flacco because I feel like that man will not and cannot bust a grape in a fruit fight. And when I seen the shit that he did to Leonard, and I don't know Mr. Honest from a hole in the wall, I just know him once I stumbled across this path. But to dox him, to talk about his kids, to talk about his wife, to literally, first off, to go as far as to make gay pages and interview people, to put up a fake persona, to discredit that man, that I felt like, yo, Leonard's being nice about it, riding on him the way he riding, because he'd have played with other people the way he played with that man family. And Flacco's like one of the biggest, fattest, sloppiest, stink looking. Like you could smell him through the screen, but he talks crazy about Everybody. The way he even played with them dudes in LA is wild. Like, shout out to them. Like, it be a lot of stuff they be pushing in LA, and I think they wild and they be trying, but a lot of that stuff these cats trying other places, that shit will not go down. And the part that killed me with Flacco, like if I was doing, he's the biggest hypocrite. He been making all these videos coming at Umar. Like, that ain't his peoples. Like, he wasn't part of his team doxing people and doing all the stuff that he was. And he doxed the female too. Like, he did mad sucker shit. Like, it's just ridiculous to me the way he is, and nobody ain't spank his fucking boots by now. Like, I'm telling you, the people that be coming at me in the comments and threatening me, telling me they gonna do this and that, I laugh about that shit when I hear they say they gonna run up on me. Like, my boys, they laugh about it when I say, yo, Umar gonna beat me up, man. One of his minions said they gonna catch me in Harlem. We laugh about it. It's a joke. Like, we don't take them serious. You see? Yeah, my his ass at work. He should be working. I doubt he gonna pick up. That should be working on his ass. Knowing him, he's sleeping on the job. He'll call you back. Oh shit, I think I hung up on him. But yeah, fucking it's crazy. Like, Flacco, to me, it's crazy how he did the full 180 on Umar, and he make all these stories up, and he be talking about him, like covering it like he wasn't part of it, like he wasn't getting sued too for doing that shit. Like, that shit is crazy. Yeah, Umar is a true crime case in real. Umar never counted on technology catching up to him. You can't hear me? What you can't hear? You can't hear me, or you can't hear them? Let me see, cause it's a new mic. How about now? Can y'all hear me better now? Hearing you, Simpson? Yeah, he never probably, not only should he apologize, he should send that man some bread. Fix up the shit, cause I don't know how you even disrespect it. Like, all right, let's just say, right, if we gonna call bygones be bygones, cause I don't know how they got into it, right? But let's just say he felt Leonard stepped over boundary, that's his peoples and all that, right? What? Nah, I know you ain't saying Flacco threatening that. I ain't even gonna put that comment on the screen, but nah, man. See, I ain't gonna hold you, like, motherfuckers threaten my kids or something like that. It's a full-blown crash out.
Exactly who we're dealing with, because it's one thing to do these long, shows and you're showing different things. People can't watch all that, right? But then it's condense all these years of hard work into 1 hour. I think it shows exactly who Umar Johnson is. One thing before I turn it over to you, Sammy, the thing that got to me the most is when.
Hello? Yo, bro, I'm on live. But guess what? Yo, one of Umar men said they're gonna run up on me, bro. I'm scared. What are you laughing for, bro? I'm terrified. Huh? You said call you with an id? All right, I'm on now. I'm about to go. I'm acting like I ain't got a meeting in the morning, first thing in the morning, bro. I'm gonna be the only one there. I'm gonna be the only chief there. So I got like. And then I'm hearing from the chat that Flacco was up there threatening people, families, that they was gonna grape them and shit. Like, first off, somebody need to spank his boots, his little fat ass. Somebody need to kidnap Flacco and take him to that old school Jenny Craig. Remember that Jenny Craig shit they used to have? And Weight Watchers, and just chain that motherfucker to a treadmill, or not even to a Stairmaster, his fat ass. Oh, I think I heard of that dude before. I mean, I heard of, that's the light skin. Ain't that the one they doxed her? But yeah, I hit you up. I'll try to hit you when I get off. I'm fucking fighting my Z's now. Alright. Yeah, my boys don't even take that shit serious. They know they know what it is with me too, but yeah, that's crazy. Cause I did him, but I think that's the joint I seen where they said that he doxed her. I think I think they put her picture up and all that joint. I remember he was like, I need this dude address. He wasn't gonna do nothing.
The people were trying to reach out, in particular a plumber.
He not following
and he
through
said
with
that his
nothing but a
job pretty
buffet.
much paid him 36 hours to volunteer and do the work and help anybody out and bring a crew in. He said, look, all you gotta do is get the permits and get the equipment and the products, and I'll go down and we'll do it. He blocked the dude. My man Darren was gonna do his website for 100% free. He was gonna be professional and everything. He blocked him. That right there stood out and was like, all right, that's the final nail in the coffin. This dude is a fraud, man.
Indeed, man. And shout out to Lennon, because I'm sure he was getting email after email, information after information, and he was doing lives on Umar, I'd say average on a weekly basis, and could have easily put this information out at any one of those given times to get views, to do this, to do that, but he packaged it all together, very professionally done, and it was something that needed to be done in a situation where I think it's starting to die down. A lot more people are starting to kind of get hip to the bullshit, what's going on with Umar, and that he's kind of off his wagon and things ain't. School is at this point, it's like, come on, whoever really thinks realistically that school's gonna be open is crazy. At this point, it's like, when is this dude gonna crumble, and when is he gonna get some help, or when is he gonna get some help? So I think I can't wait to have a brother on to talk to him. I think the one of the main parts that kind of got me was kind of like you said, because it brought me back to a time when we were doing our mentorship program, and we had a young lady that we were speaking to and kind of giving pointers to at the time. And we had a situation where it was a middleman of Umar. And at that time, there wasn't an ounce of criticism on any of the platforms. We were still publicly in support of Umar Johnson, even though behind the scenes we kind of knew that there was some things going on that wasn't right.
Yeah.
And we said, all right, listen, you know Umar. We know we want he's going through some things right now. Let him know he can come on the platform. We're going to ask him some questions, but he can be as transparent as possible, do his thing, and pretty much clear his name.
Yeah.
To get things moving back in the right direction. We wanted to endorse that. We're not tooting our own horn. We're not trying to be cocky, but we're doing some great numbers out here, humbly doing numbers thanks to y'all. It would have got a lot of attention, and it would have been a very good thing on his behalf if he would have came in here and just been honest, real, and open, and had genuine aspirations to open a school, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And that was just confirmation after confirmation, and I'm sure there's more. Can't wait to talk to the brother and unravel it more. It's just a situation where you look at Umar and he'll never be accountable, and that's the problem. He'll never be accountable.
And it's like, a lot of people they'll put in the comment section, they'll say, well, what about the church? And here's what I'll say. I will say that these conscious pimps, preachers, it's the same thing as the church. They're feeding you this false hope. They're just continuing to milk you out of money.
Look, I'm going to keep it real. The conscious community, from what I see, because I don't know, I'm going to say Pan-Africanism, because that's what he claims, this Pan-African shit, right? I think they worse than the church, because at least the church, they got the building. The product they selling you is hope. You get the hope. You hope you gonna go to heaven. You hope you gonna get this. You hope that. So they selling the hope to you. Umar is telling you education. He's in the wrong field. He's using that reverend preacher style to do the same shit. And he kind of getting the same outcome, but his calling was to be like Joel Osteen or some shit like that.
But never really giving you anything tangible. You know what I mean? And they're promising you everything and not doing it. I mean, I've been in churches where they had building funds for 15, 20 years. And, they never actually built a building. It's this type of situation here. They'll keep showing you like they have the needle, but it's like, damn, we've been here for 10 years. We never, and to this day, they still ain't built the building. I was going to that church when I was a youngster. I ain't even going to go there. But, so it's the same type of thing. What makes it so sick about this dude is that he uses the need for us to help black boys. Like, all right, if you don't do it, you ain't helping black boys. Are you trying to guilt people? You sick motherfucker.
Mhm.
And you taking this fucking money that you getting from these people and ain't doing nothing with it. Nothing that you promised. The dude hasn't been accountable since what,
Dude look high as
2017.
giraffe
He said
pussy
he
right
had
there.
$250,000. Since then, he hasn't been accountable for the money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, we all know what happened with it. He sucks as a businessman. And at the end of
There's another thing, right? Let's just say he got all of the money that he received through electronic funds. We know he's spending that cash money. We know he's spending the money orders. Checks, you could kind of trace those because they got to get deposited and shit. But that cash, that money orders, you know he dipping and dabbling in that shit. And let's keep it real. He probably out there tricking too. And I mean, the rumors you hear he messing with types of things, you know. He probably tricking that money too, man. I think he gonna getting loose with that shit.
the day, he blew some of the money and he's trying to climb out of a situation. We see exactly what it is. I'm not going to throw the drug thing on him, even though sometimes it looks like it's apparent. But bad spending habits, bad businessman. It's only a matter of time before, like I said, the feds are going to come in because the amount is going to get so high where he's going to have to answer for that affinity fraud that he's committing on the people.
Do you
I don't wish it on him, but
okay, what do you think about the stretch of the documentary now? I don't know where the numbers are at, but I'm sure it's going to go more as more people get along.
Right.
And the people that promoted him publicly, like the Breakfast Clubs and other platforms, are we going to hear anything from them? Are you going to see anything from them? Because
Yvette, who is she? That's the one with the what organization she is? I feel like I heard her name before. The Yvette girl. She was arguing with somebody. I think she beefed with Tariq Nasheed, but I think she was arguing with I think she came at Umar too.
Let's see it. What the fuck else they got to do right now?
Right.
They're gonna see it.
Right. I don't think they care.
Okay.
I really don't think they care, man. You know, I've been disappointed by the Breakfast Club. I've been disappointed, especially Charlamagne and comedian Angela Yee wasn't there. Disappointed by DJ Envy because they're not too busy where they don't see the consensus of the people. Anytime you look in Umar's comment section, the people's going in. So that means the word is traveling that this dude is not an up and up, or he may be even a fraud. They know.
They frauds. Well, think of it like this, right? A lot of frauds come on the Breakfast Club. Jay Morrison, Umar Johnson. Wasn't Brother Polite on that shit before too? People say Tariq Nasheed. He gave him a museum. It might not be the best museum, but he gave him a museum, so he delivered. You know what I mean? I don't know how much it costs, but like a lot of frauds go on the Breakfast Club, and I think people pay to go on that shit at this point because it's like they don't do no background, no accountability. All the politicians that done came up there. Who else? Let's think about it, right? If they had all this faith in him, right? Charlamagne just inked a $200 million deal. Envy paid out the ass on that shit. Envy's supposed to do the real estate shit. Why he ain't help him get the real estate and contractors to help fix up them abandoned buildings, you know? And like, it's people that he interact with that got the resources that if they really believed in him, he could have been had that school. Yeah, I don't watch the Breakfast Club like that either. I damn sure don't listen to them no more. I don't even listen to the radio in the car like that. I either stream off my server or I'm listening to YouTube and shit or something. But Charlamagne could help out. Like all these other people that he bumped elbows with that actually got shit going for themselves. If they believed in him, they could have easily wrote him a check and got that shit going. They could have donated to HV. They could have donated everything that he needed, but everybody know he full of shit. And they know if they was to go get him, they could build that man a school from scratch. How you gonna maintain that? Oh, I can't stand Boyce Watkins. Oh, I can't stand Boyce Watkins. I think Boyce Watkins don't even like black men, to keep it a buck. He always got something to say about a black man. Like he just, his little pudgy, you could tell he was the dude that grew up, that no women liked him. The dudes was shitting on him, and now that he got a little bit to his name with them shower curtain backgrounds, he just makes sure. Even he talks like kind of like, you can't get jiggy, but who the fuck talks like that? And then you're a grown man with so-called education. You should be talking about Boyce Watkins. He sat up there and did speeches and told people to donate their money in that Tulsa real estate fund. And as soon as that shit fell apart, he threw all the blame on this dude and act like he ain't had nothing to do with that shit. He's another clown that robbed the community. And I knew he was a scam artist from the start. They don't know
because I think that they want
to too many fucking
continue
websites.
to be able to use that black card and say, look, nah, we brought so-and-so on, so we for the black people. But they really not. And that may be a stretch. But it's like, yo, if you hold the responsibility. If you promoted this dude, now denounce this dude if you see that he's fucking up and scamming the people. Because when he's on your platform and he gets millions of views, he now has access to more unsuspecting people. So it's like, yo, you got to come back and be like, yo, nah, this dude ain't on the up and up. We checked them. It wasn't all good. We've done it with our platform. Other people have done it with their platform. The Breakfast Club and these other platforms won't do it. They sold out. They commercial. But it is what it is.
You know, I don't want to believe, or I don't think, maybe I'm naive in the situation that they wake up in the morning and don't genuinely care about their own people. I don't want to believe that. I don't. But you're 100% right.
I ain't gonna let them scam on people.
Nah, they gotta publicly denounce this man. They got to, or put some money into his pocket. Either way, but don't run around it. Don't ignore it.
How come they ain't invest in the school?
You know damn well why they didn't invest in the school. We talked about this. I could have argued this in 2015, 2014, but it was like, nah, you want to wait, you want to support. I was asking these questions to myself when he was on the Breakfast Club. Like, all right, well, Charlemagne, this person, that person, let's get this money together. Let's get this brother this bread. Like, let's make this happen. This is important. Let's ride with him. Why not? Oh, okay, I see why not. So y'all knew it back then too. Y'all knew it years ago. And y'all still let it go on. Shame
because I think it's like he gives you that feel good rhetoric on the show. So it's like all the stuff. Yeah, that's right. They're mistreating us, this, that, and the third. But you're calling out all these people, but you're not an exemplary man. You're not taking care of your children. You're not paying your taxes. You wilding out, threatening people, talking about you pulling up on people and shit like that. You're supposed to be the best. Like his father said in the documentary, you're supposed to be the best of us as black men.
I gotta see this documentary.
Act like a fucking animal on the street, dog.
I still ain't see it.
What are you doing, dog? You're supposed to be a doctor. You put yourself on a level of a Malcolm
Dr. Seuss
or Marcus Garvey. They didn't act like this. They didn't act like that. They didn't do shit like that. You ain't see Malcolm X threatening to pull up on people and shit.
Not at 45 years old.
That's what I'm saying. He had that process and he moved on from his life, Malcolm X, just like the other guys. But honestly, all the ancestors' names that dude calls out, man, they'll be turning over in their grave, man. Khalid Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad would have stepped to this dude. He wouldn't have tolerated what they was doing in the black community. Period. None of these teachers would, man. So
I'm gonna watch
it's
that.
It's sad,
shit,
man.
Maybe this weekend.
The thinking people and the analytical thinkers, and the people who's not brainwashed and sucked into all the bullshit and the raw. It's just like the church, brothers. You know what I mean? Sister, hotep, this, that, and the third. That's all bullshit, man. It's all a ploy to get your money. But the real people.
There's a dude at work, man. That as soon as he doing something fucked up, he bring religion in that shit. God knows that he loves all of us and we make mistakes. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Like, especially you fuck like, I believe in God, but don't try to use the God to disarm me and shit, you know? Don't use my love for black people to disarm me too, man. For my people to disarm me and try to get my wild. And that's the first thing people, did you donate to the school? Fuck that school, man. I've been there multiple times. That shit is not a school. The same bags of trash. I cleaned that school more than Umar, bro. I picked up trash out there. The same bags of trash are in the same spot for months through snowstorms. Them shits are still in the same spot. Umar don't care about that shit. He traveling the world, living out of hotels, homeless, eating the motherfucking mini bar food. Like, shit, it's 1 o'clock. 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, after this video is up, we gonna call it.
People see through the shit, and they're gonna continue to call that nigga out until he comes back and say, "Look, I did the people wrong." Retribution, you can have retribution is here. If he come back and say, "Look, I did wrong. I fucked some of the money up. I need help, family. I'm sure the people, we're the most forgiving people, will come back, but he won't do it because his ego.
You keep saying some of the money,
we.
some of the money. Now I'm of the thought that he has none of that.
Stop
shit.
saying
you
we.
Still think he has some?
He got some of
I had
that.
very little.
Okay.
I think he has very little. I think he's getting a certain point because he did drop like $20K at one point on the school. So he's playing with something, but
Yo, I'ma
I
watch
don't think
that
it's into
shit
the hundreds of
this-
thousands.
It's Wednesday. I'm gonna watch that shit
where
this
it
weekend.
used to be, to where it was 750 per year, not damn near, because he had 750 for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Bullshit.
Right.
I made a couple million during that time, but allegedly, who knows? But he was hot and he was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask Lennon this. We have him on. Hopefully, we have him on this week. I want to ask you now. All jokes aside, because he's a fucking comedy show at this point. I look at him to laugh. What's next for Umar?
Self-destruction, bro.
We're in the middle of that now.
Yeah, I think self-destruction. And I want the best for him. Like, again,
I'm gonna watch.
No hate. Started off as a
bad?
supporter
Like, is
for
it
him,
funny?
but I seen that this dude was straight toxic, straight up and down toxic for the people, straight using this.
I want to know: is Awaken? Is it at least funny? Like, I seen like. I think I like clicked on somebody live and they was doing a live watching of that shit. But it was like I caught it, I left, went to the gym, I came back, I caught it's like the end, he's standing in front of this fucking building acting like he got to school. Well, he wasn't meant to be in the movie, but he hijacked it into putting him in the movie. I heard he wanted a white girl in the movie. They should have let that white girl be in that movie, bro. I would have been rubbing it out of fucking printing posters and put that shit all around that goddamn school. I'd have handed them shits out in Philly myself.
Whole Hotep thing, back to Africa type thing to get money out of the people. No different than a pimping, preaching, prostituting pastor.
Like
the same exact thing this dude does.
Acting was
He's
bad.
mastered it. He's a confidence man, a con man with this thing, man. Like, he knows that. You can see it in his eyes. He's in there and he's on the camera and shit, and he knows that.
But he said that alien punch in his face.
Yeah, he know he's sitting on his back like, yo, I'm gonna get her. I'm getting these people. Oh, you come to the lecture, sister. Yo, this shit is one of the biggest frauds ever perpetuated on the black community, man. And I call out a lot of them cats in the so-called conscious community because they won't call them out. You look at it, why they won't call this dude out? I'm like, yo, this dude's a fucking fraud. They know. You see very few people in that community that will dare call Umar Johnson out. Very few. And the only time they'll call him out, unless they say something to them, oh, he poked something, you probably something at him, and say something to them or call him out. Then they'll try to say this. But other than that, the motherfuckers is quiet. That's why, I had to get away from that fake ass shit, man.
I was going to ask you because you're one of the only people that were once in there and in support of Umar who's gotten out of there and through seeing real shit publicly denounced him.
Right.
From that. And I mean, I remember back in 2014, 2015, you were going to lectures. You bought me my first Umar book.
You know I forgot about that.
Like that. I still got to sit there. Fucking bring it in. I might put it right next to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just childish.
Bought that bullshit book, man. Anybody got a copy? I will not pay no fucking $70 for that. That shit was like $5, $10. I would have bought that. Fucking see what it's about, but $70, $50, $20. I'm not paying for that. I paid like, I don't know, I paid less than $5 for Charlemagne book. I think I got that shit for like $2 or some shit at a thrift shop. And his shit, and it was a hardcover. It wasn't even a soft cover. It was an actual nice hardcover book, bro. And his ass, that shit was well put together. I don't know what the fuck. That's what I'm saying. Charlemagne is doing books. He got his podcast network. Why all these fucking podcasters he go on? Why he don't do a deal with any of these joints and do something with them and make residual money, be online? He could have went on there and actually taught some kids some shit if he really felt like he wanted to get back to the community, Had a membership tier. He could have made money off of social media. He get rid of a lot of that bullshit rhetoric and stop being a fucking clown.
But it's definitely had heavy support for the man and through we grown men, dog. We're not gonna bullshit long. We both grew up in the church. Both grew up heavy in the church, seen the rhetoric, seen the bullshit for years. I remember you telling me, even in support, that a lot of those lectures reminded you of church a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had some definite parallels to it. He ain't stupid. He wasn't stupid. I don't know what the fuck he got going on now, but he knew how to get the dollar. He got the dollar now. He's unraveling, man. I don't know what's in store,
But I'm gonna sit back, and every time it comes on, I'm gonna laugh.
And that's a shame. I mean, because again, I could go on and on about, not to go too much longer on this dude, but just seeing this dude at like a lecture and seeing him teaching to the people in front of 300-400 people, to now just reduced to rubble, nothing.
Sitting outside in cemeteries and playgrounds.
Crazy, man. Crazy. I mean, you know, but his ego,
they demonetized.
You know, they say what ego pride coming before the fall, or something like that. So unfortunately, he's probably gonna have to, you know, whether it be rehab.
That's why certain comments,
fans coming in or whatever's gonna happen, he's gonna have to deal with some of the stuff that he's you know, perpetuated on the people. That's the worst thing you could do. You know, if it's your own money, fuck it off. You making money and shit from your lectures and shit like that, but you taking money from the
kind of embarrassed. You get demonetized, you get destroyed, and then get it back. You, like I said, you got to do training. You got shout out. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, but the whole you're right. The whole conscious community do need to get fucking revamped. I wasn't planning on going live because I had made some fucking graphic that dance and all that shit that was on my gaming joint. But yeah, man, that shit is embarrassing, bro. Like I said, my uncle, he tried to help him and shit, but this motherfucker Umar wanted you to get the supplies, bring the people, do everything, and then, like he said, you lose contact with him. But it was crazy, man. But shout out to All Honey 33 with the super chat. Let's put it back up there. With the super chat. 199. Yeah, it needs to be. I'm gonna hit up my peoples from the conscious community and shit, man. Cause I don't even really know what's the conscious. Like, are Muslims like the fucking, like, I don't know, I guess Nation of Islam, are they considered like conscious community? I know the whole tech and I know that shit. I never met a whole tech that was worth a damn, to keep it real. I knew like fake reform gangbangers that went the whole tech route and became Egyptians overnight, and then they went right back to fucking gang. And half of them was fucking doing all the shit they said before, just with a fucking dashiki on. Then they went right back to gangbanging. But I can't.
People who really ain't even got it like that, they want you to build that school for these so-called black boys, but he hasn't done it.
The black boys that he's saying eliminate 10% of in the street calling animals. Those are the mamas that really need it. And you calling to eliminate them, and you want to go to a school. You start looking at some of the language and things. And shout out to Lennon. Once again, let me bring it back to the original premise for highlighting these things. Can't wait to have them all.
Nah, but Lennon is the OG of this shit, bro. Lennon created this lane for like all of us. Like, he paved the way with that shit. Definitely paved the way with us, because he got, like, his research is second to none. But like I said, as far as he as Lennon is, right? I don't blame, like, at first, once I did my research, I do not blame him for going so hard at him, because they stepped over all types of. I'm surprised he don't go in on Flacco fucking ass, like, but I know Flacco will send them strikes. Flacco will strike your channel, like how they be doing point and shoot. Like, they be doing, I like point and shoot videos. If you haven't seen that shit, I might react to point and shoot video about Flacco. That shit is hilarious.
Man, this was a bomb segment right here on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, man. If you
I like those brothers though. I like, you know, Lady Luck. That's my good people. Yeah, I'm not gonna call it a night, because I'm acting like I ain't gotta get up in the morning. I'm about to shower, set my uniform out, do everything. I still gotta put the trash out for the. Ugh. And set it up for the kids. But appreciate it. We got another super chat from All Honey 33. I don't like how YouTube did this shit, that it's your at shit, because it's a lot of people I know, but I don't recognize them from the ats. So it's like, it fun. Yeah, Lady Luck is my homie. Let me go back to the other screen so I build it. Seems real, but don't get no. Seems real, but don't. Yeah. But that boy, what you call it? Baco. I do not like that fat fuck. I don't like what he did to Lennon Arnie. Like he be talking that other shit about the now he hate LA gangbangers and shit, and I don't think he realized them dudes will crash out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I'm gonna start going live a little bit more. I gotta make a schedule for it because I got all my Delton stuff I be having to do, but I truly enjoy going live. I will put it out ahead of time when I'm going. I'll make a post that when I'm gonna go live. Try to see where I ain't stepping on other people in the sector. Come on a different time, or probably I might start doing late night lives on the weekends when I'm not in the crib. I mean when I'm not outside. Weather ain't really get too bad out here where I live at, man. It's winter one day, it's fucking summer the next day, then it's back to winter. Like this weather's bipolar out here. Definitely bipolar out here. But I was working on new stuff for them, new backgrounds, new everything for the joint. Oh, all right. I see. Yeah, man, I need them to go back to the regular shit. I'm about to see. Like, I'm about to wonder, could you email? I'm gonna hit them up on Twitter and be like, yo, what is up with this changing? Can y'all go back? If enough of us complain or something, could y'all go back to the old shit? Like, cause some people shit is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can't send his link. The older dude. All right, but I'm about to get off of here because I gotta get up in like 3 hours. But I appreciate y'all. I might come back on live tomorrow because I'm editing up this video to pump out. If I don't push that out, I definitely got like a couple of shorts. I made like 30 shorts. I just ain't published them. But definitely I'll be back on Thursday. I got karate with my. I'll be back on soon. I'll put a post up to let y'all know. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Until next time, peace. I'll take it.